Hi, Monica. We need to talk. Text me right back when you got the message.
Lizzie. How are you doing? What can I help you, Mom?
Oh,
You've replied. Thanks God. But what happened with your work?
I'm actually in the middle of work now. But I'm just taking a quick coffee break. I thought I'd reply back since it seemed a bit urgent. So what is this all about?
Well, that's funny. I was under the assumption that you had finally submitted your resignation letter or something. I thought you would have quit your job.
Well, I do like my job here. So why do you text me?
Well, I do expect you to do as you're told, seeing as you're my daughter-in-law. If I tell you to reply to my text messages, I expect an immediate reply. If I tell you to cook for me, then you'd cook for me right away. Isn't that what respecting your in-laws is all about?
Right. So, is there something you want to tell me?
By the way, let me tell you something I heard on a TV show the other day.
Okay.
So apparently, young people these days have a sneaky way of reading text messages without having to actually read the text. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not so sure.
Meaning that the recipient will be able to read the text without the sender finding out. I suppose it's so that the sender won't be bothered if they get a late reply. Well, I can't think of any other reason as to why anyone wouldn't reply to a text immediately, but to each their own.
Oh, I know that trick.
Well, I'm glad that you're not the type of person to do that.
Yeah. So,
oh,
Sorry for going off track. I just forget things in a split second even during mid-conversation. So I'm actually at your house at the moment.
really? What are you doing there? Is Peter with you?
Actually, Peter is at work now. So I'll wait till he gets home. I know Peter tells me he's fine on the phone, but you never really know how someone's doing until you've seen and spoken to them in person, right? So I just come over and see how he is doing. I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you come round to the house at least every month. So it'll be weird if you stopped coming over. Anyway, what can I do for you here? Did you want to ask me something?
Oh, I didn't know that it was a problem for me to see my son.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I can absolutely understand how worried you'd be when your son is not in your sight. If I were you, I would be worried too.
Peter is my beloved son. I'd fall sick if I don't see him for even just a day. Once you have children, you will understand, Monica.
Yeah.
By the way, do you plan to have a baby?
Oh, what's that?
oh,
I went off track again. Sorry.
I think you texted me to either ask me something or.
That's right.
I'm all ears.
What time are you coming home tonight?
Let me check my planner. Hold on a second. Okay, I should be home at around 6:30 p.m. tonight. Would you like to stay at ours for dinner?
oh,
No need to worry about that. I'll cook for all of us tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. My husband loves your dishes you cook.
yeah,
But I need you to buy something before you come home. Is that okay?
Sure. What do you need?
First, 5 kilograms of cheese.
What? 5 kilograms?
Yes, why not?
Do you really need much cheese to cook for dinner?
yeah,
Just buy what I say. Second, 5 kilograms of pasta.
I think these are too much for 3 of us.
Don't be silly. I have my way of cooking.
So, you really need all of that?
What are wrong with you? If I didn't, why I have to ask you to buy?
But what do you need it for? Because it doesn't sound like you need all of that for just a meal for 3 people.
Well, you're right about that. I'd be crazy to have all of that for just a family meal.
Then what are they for?
It's to give to my neighbors as Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts?
Yes. I have no idea what some of them need or want. And I don't intend to overthink it since they're just for my neighbors. Anyone could use more cheese and pasta, right? So it's a perfect idea for a gift. Do you think so?
Yeah, I see.
I did that last Christmas and everyone seemed to love it. Don't worry, dear. Just get them for me and that'll be all right.
Okay. But by the way, is there a specific brand or type of cheese you want me to get?
Feel free to choose whichever one you like. I don't mind that. Oh, I almost forgot. Could you also get 10 cans of chopped tomatoes? Choose whichever one is the cheapest.
Okay, pasta and cheapest can of chopped tomatoes.
And get around 20 empty cardboard boxes.
20 boxes?
Yeah.
Thanks, darling. You're a sweetheart.
Lizzie? What is all this?
What?
What's all this in front of the house? These pile of boxes and bags with things inside.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, could you come and open the door, please? My hands are full and you've got to see this for yourself.
Oh, I can't, darling. I'm a bit tied up here.
Okay, well now I've looked inside and a lot of these things are mine. In fact, they're all mine. Who did this?
I honestly have no idea. I just remember throwing out some trash. Were they yours? Oh, I'm sorry, Monica. Peter and I thought they were all trash, so we just put them all out.
Trash? What the heck are you doing?
Excuse me? What is it with all of the profanity all a sudden?
No, it's not all of a sudden. I've been nice to you all these years. But this is the last straw. No more playing nice to you. I've had enough with your harassment.
Well, if you are going to be that way, let me tell you something. I'll let you know how much I've hated your guts. I never liked you since Pete introduced me to you. So it's about time you got what you deserved. I knew Peter should have never married a foolish woman like you.
Me? Am I the one who threw all of someone's things out on the streets? No. That's you.
See? That filthy mouth of yours. I hope it hasn't rubbed off onto Peter as well. You are a terrible influence on him.
I'm the terrible influence? How about you for being the big old cockalorum?
What? Please don't be so dramatic. All I'm saying is that ever since Pete married you, he hardly comes to visit me at my house. And then over the past year we've started spending some more time together for some reason. And I realized that all this time you were the one holding him back from seeing me.
A year ago? Right, well that makes sense.
How does that make sense? What do you mean?
Oh, never mind.
This is you. You're pulling the strings behind my back. Torturing me. Keeping my son away from me. Those boxes are there so that you can move out of this house and leave me and my family alone.
What? Are you being serious?
When are you ever going to get it into your head that a wife is to stay at home and be a good housewife? But look at you. Always talking about work and work. As if you don't have a family to take care of. Poor Peter. He looks after him while you're at work.
What? He's a 38-year-old man. He's perfectly capable of taking care of himself on his own. Besides, what kind of conservative values do you have? Maybe in your days, you had to be a boring stay-at-home wife. But if you step outside into the real world, things are way different. You're way behind. Most married couples have jobs. It's called having a double income. Ever heard of it?
Well, that doesn't explain why you have to be so ugly.
Excuse me?
That's right. Had you been slightly prettier or even nice to look at, I wouldn't have to say this out loud, but look at you. There's nothing in you that makes people want to get to know you. There's nothing in you that would make people compliment you. Elle can't believe that my handsome son is married to an ugly cow like you.
How superficial and materialistic can you be? And you think you're one to talk? Who do you think you are?
Well, you clearly don't even have any talents either. The meals you cook are always mediocre at best. The housework is never done perfectly. What kind of man would want to be with someone like you? So take those boxes with you and leave us alone. And the cheese and pasta and everything else that you brought back. I will tell Peter to get divorced with you.
What? Divorce?
Yes. You can never step inside our house. But if you are about to beg me, I'll tell you that. Peter will hold off on the divorce if you change your attitude and become a better wife to him.
What? Peter? That idiot of a husband who earns chump change?
How dare you speak about my son like that? Let alone your husband. You're crazy.
It's funny though, Lizzie. Your Peter's always been a mama's boy. I thought he'd grow some balls once we got married. But clearly he hasn't. I can't imagine living with him for the rest of my life. So I'll happily divorce him. Let me get rid of him along with the house. That's what I call killing two birds with one stone.
Hold on a second. Selling the house? Why would you do that? Are you insane?
This house is mine. My grandparents refurbished it. What made you think it belonged to Peter with his income? No way he can afford to live here.
What? That can't be true. He told me it was his house.
You can ask him again. Maybe this man forget the most important part. Your son earns less than his wife and he's a liar. Are you proud of him?
How dare you?
By the way, you may move out of the house now. You better move out of my house. This house is already up for sale. So it won't be too long till the new owner takes over. It'll take just about a month till the new owner gets the key to the house.
A month? How do you expect us to find a place and move out in a month? Since when did you put the house up for sale?
Since I found out that you and Peter were trying to sabotage me. You're not as loved by your family as much as you think you are, Lizzie.
What do you mean?
Let's just say that I had a helping hand.
Who is that?
To know this, you'd better ask your husband.
My husband? Why is he involved in these things?
Father-in-law is a very kind person. It's him who told me about your plan to force me away my house.
What? What a jerk.
Don't say that. I will bring father-in-law to live with me. You always look down on him, he never needs a wife like you. So, now. Move away my house. Pack your things and leave my house, you cow.
Is that why you were acting so weird earlier? All of those weird, strange reactions you were giving, it's because you knew what was coming? And you were hiding it from me?
Oh, that was fun trying to wind you up. And you know what? I even bought anything at supermarket. No can, no box, and no cheese.
You!
Don't make me say it again. Pack up and leave.
What? Why all these things happen all of a sudden? I can't get it.
You spoil Peter to be a mama boy. And these all things are the outcome you got. You guys are meant to stay together longer. Good luck.
Monica! I'm not done with you yet. I never forgive you.
Since that conversation with Lizzie, I blocked her. I just thought I should block her anyway just to avoid having any contact with her. My father-in-law apparently gets the gossip about them from the old neighbors. According to that, my ex-husband Peter, he's been fired from his job. And it looks like he's struggling to find a new one. Lizzie got part-time work at the serving customers day and night. If only Lizzie had stopped being such a witch and Peter more loving, then this would have never happened. Despite having lost my marriage, at least I have my kind father-in-law. Let's see how long they can last before they try to look for me and come crying to me for help.
Luna, I'm so happy now. It's a happy ending for both of us. We're officially husband and wife.
I'm so happy to finally have it all sorted out.
It took so long. There seemed to be some confusion at the courthouse, but it's all good now.
Yeah, that's a very good news.
Did you get everything sorted out with your apartment?
Yeah, I did.
Let me know if there's anything I can help with. Is there anything left to move to our new place?
No. Just a few bags my parents are dropping off later. The moving service brought some things I won't be keeping to the thrift store. And I'm dealing with the last few things. The furniture won't be brought until tomorrow. But once they arrive, all we have to do is get things arranged.
Great. Are you at your old place now?
Yeah, the mirrors are just about to leave and I'm gonna be here for a while until my parents get here.
All right. I'll head over to the house now. I'm so excited to be living together with my parents.
Wait! What do you mean? I thought we were going to be moving into our own apartment.
Oh, sorry Luna. I thought I told you. I decided not to rent that place.
What? I thought we talked about this.
We're gonna move in with my mom and dad for a while.
I thought we had picked an apartment out and we went to see it and everything.
I didn't bother moving forward with that place you had picked out. It looked like a dump.
What? I thought we had agreed on that apartment. I didn't agree to living with your parents. We should have our own place as a newly married couple. I thought you told me that you had gotten it all sorted out.
I guess I forgot to tell you I didn't do it.
What? How?
Calm down, Luna. Just take it easy. It'll be fine.
How can I calm down? You lied to me. You told me you had it all sorted out everything.
Well, I made it up. That lease was just something I found off the internet and filled in myself. I didn't want to trick you, but I didn't see any other way to do it.
To do what? What can I do about all my stuff? The moving service is already going to the other apartment that we don't actually have a contract for.
Just have them donate the rest of it. We don't need any of that stuff. My parents have plenty of furniture and stuff already.
What if I want some of that stuff?
There's no room for it.
Can't believe it. Why did you lie to me about all of this? Why not just tell me you wanted to move in with your parents instead of tricking me like this?
I knew that you never said yes unless I did something like this. So I had no choice but to lie.
Why would you ever do that if we had talked about it? I'm sure we could have come up with some kind of compromise instead of you just straight up lying to me.
Hey, Luna. Don't be so panic. I have my reasons. Just let me explain.
What reasons would you have for lying to me? I was worried that it might be hard to explain, but I really didn't have a choice.
My mom had a really bad ill last month.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
She was kind of embarrassed about it. She hasn't really told anyone actually. So I want to move in with her for a while to help her out.
Why didn't you just tell me this? I would have understood.
I'm sorry, Luna. And there's one other thing. I was hoping you might be able to take care of her. I'm so busy with work. And I do make enough for the two of us. So I thought you could just quit your job and take care of her until she recovers.
What are you talking about? I didn't marry you just to become a free home care nurse. And I thought we were going to have kids. How am I going to be able to have a baby and take care of your mom at the same time? It's going to be much harder while I'm pregnant and basically impossible with an infant.
Please, Luna.
What if I don't want to quit my job? You can't just ask me out of the blue to put my career into everything on hold because you can't find a way to take care of your mother.
Why are you so mad about this? We can have a kid and you'll have plenty of time for the kid even if you help with my mom.
But then I won't have time for anything else. You're absolutely out of your mind.
Well, it's not like we have any other choice. We don't have any other place to live right now. So we're gonna have to live with her for a while. I promise it'll be fine.
Mark! We need to talk right now. I'm at my limit. I can't put up with this anymore. You tricked me into being your slave. I'm not your wife. I'm just your servant.
What? What are you talking about? Haven't you gotten used to taking care of my mom by now?
How can I get used to this? I'm not a trained nurse. She requires professional care, and you've got me working basically all day to try to keep her alive. You made it seem she's just a little illness. But it's way worse than that. I spend basically all day looking after her while you're at work. And you still demand a cooking clean on top of that.
If you haven't figured it out by now, I'm not sure what to tell you. My sister could manage all of that before she got married. Clearly you have some sort of problem if you can't do it.
If you helped me at all, it wouldn't be so bad. If you volunteered to take her to a couple doctor's appointments or helped with dinner or really just anything, maybe I could figure it out. But you won't even lift a finger.
What do you expect me to do? I'm busy with work. I don't have time to be chauffeuring her around to doctors and feeding her. I'm too tired to do anything when I get home.
How do you think I feel? I barely have time. I have to wake up in the middle of the night to take your mom to the bathroom. I can't even sleep properly. I spend all my time taking care of her and you do nothing. I'm done. I need a break. I'm going to a spa on Saturday. I need some time away from this to get my head straight. I'm going to go relax and think about what we're going to do about this marriage. I've just spent 2 months being your mother's unpaid care nurse. And don't start with me about paying for it. I'm using my own money.
Are you really going to abandon us to run off to spa? You don't care about us? I promised with my sister that you can take care of her children at weekend. I can't just reject her now. She already has plans of going on a vacation.
What? Why you agreed with her without asking me? I'm not gonna do it. You have to figure it out yourself.
Whatever, I already told her. So you better be home to watch them. You can't refuse now.
I can and I will. You're just going to have to watch them yourself. I have plans and I'm not changing them just because you didn't account for it.
Well, I have plans too. I'm going camping with my friends this weekend. And I can't change it. So you have to just cancel your schedule.
Absolutely not.
This is what you signed up for. You're my wife, and I expect you to do what I say. You can't just go buzzing off to a spa whenever you feel like. You must have a responsibility to this family.
I don't have a responsibility to anyone. You're treating me like a slave, but not your wife. A wife should be loved and cared about.
You've barely even looked at me since we've gotten married. You come home in the middle of the night stinking drunk and pass out. I barely talk to you in person in months.
Well, I do what I want. Because I take care of my responsibilities. Unlike you, abandoning my mother like this.
I want to talk about responsibilities pawning your sickly mother off on me like this. And I'm not abandoning anyone. I already hired a nurse to take care of your mother while I'm gone. I at least care about your mother to make sure that she's looked after. But I'm not gonna deal with your sister's kids. I'm not her babysitter. If you can't deal with that, maybe we should just get a divorce.
What?
Yeah, I'm tired of living with your family. And I haven't realized that you are an irresponsible husband until now. To be honest, I think about divorce many times, but I haven't decided yet. But this is the last straw. Can't take it anymore.
Where are you now, Luna? Mom told me you aren't at home today. Is she right?
Yes.
What? Wherever you are, come back home now.
Don't talk to me like that. I'm gonna go stay with a friend. I'm done with taking care of your mom. I told you if you keep trying to force me to do it, we're gonna get a divorce.
Are you being serious? Why would you do that?
You didn't give me much choice, Mark. I was being treated like a slave. So I decided I was done.
I don't agree. Are you leaving home and let my mom alone?
That's her problem, not mine.
You're so ungrateful after everything I've done for you. I married you and gave you this beautiful house. And that you went to our family, and this is how you repay us. My mom is ill now, she need taking care of. You even canceled the nursing service, right?
Yes, I don't want to using my money for that thing.
What? After all my family have given you, you just decide to run off and leave my mom.
What are you even talking about? You literally just turned me into your servant. I'm done with all of you. All you've done is take advantage of me. The divorce paper is in the drawer. Just take it out and sign it. I'm done with this marriage. We can fight it out in court if you want, but I'm not coming back. I'm not doing any of that. You better figure something out, because I'm not going to be there to take care of your family for you.
You have to be my wife. I'm not going to stand for this.
Well, you don't have a choice. It's not like you're much of a husband yourself. All you've done is work and go out with your friends since we've gotten married. We barely had a wedding and we didn't even have a honeymoon. And you haven't even touched me once since we got married. I'm just a maid to you.
You're not a maid, Luna. Are you insane? You're my legal wife.
So what?
It's your job to take care of the house. I don't have to do anything for you. I'm done talking to you. I can't believe you can't get my thought. You need to come back home right now. My sister and his husband is coming. You need to be home to making a dinner for them. You have to take care of her children too.
What? It's so ridiculous. Why she find someone who actually can hurt your kids? Instead of just assuming I am going to do. This is what you get when you just assume everyone else is going to do stuff for you.
Don't speak to me like this. Let me tell you this. You have refused to take care of my sister's kids a lot of times. My sister now have to work more than before. She has to take care of children herself and go to work. She is the main breadwinner of her house. She works till midnight just to make ends meet. Don't you feel something? This is all your fault.
What? You must be kidding. Is that normal thing when mother looking after her own kids? And your sister is not a good person, Mark. She seems like ordering me to look after her kids instead of being kind. And she isn't a good mother either. She hardly sees her kids and give them all to you.
She doesn't seem like ordering you, Luna. Maybe she's just in a rush. We are family, that's nothing to worry about.
No, she is your family. Not mine, all right? And you think she has to work till midnight? It's so funny. She maybe tricks you, Mark. She's always going to nightclub every day.
No way! She told me she's so busy lately.
I get connected with her on social media, so I can know it.
No, I don't believe you. You're the one that caused all this. You should take responsibility for your actions.
Now you're going to lecture me on taking responsibility? I don't owe you anything. I never take a penny from you. Plus, you never love me. I'm not your family's babysitter, and I'm definitely not your slave. I am moving out. You have to figure it out other things by yourself.
Please, Luna. Don't go. Don't leave me. Please come back.
I already told you I wasn't coming back. I haven't changed my mind. Why would I ever go back to that house? I'm going crazy here. I'm so tired all the time.
Please, Luna.
No. Bye.
Luna.
Free from demanding, unreasonable husband, I will live a much more happy life. After my leaving, Mark begged his sister to live in his house to take care of that old woman. Mark and his sister got in a fight each other. His sister then refused to keep taking care of their mother. She left their house the next day. Now Mark had no one to take care of his mother. And he sometimes had to look after the children. With all the evidence of his deception and forcing me to work as a servant, I easily able to convince the judge to hand over quite much money for everything he did.
I have some great news for you. I finally got pregnant with Levi's child. Oh wow, what a great time.
That's right. I had morning sickness, so I went to the store to buy a pregnancy test.
I tested and it was positive. Everything just went perfectly according to plan.
Now I have him all to myself, and now there's a child between us.
According to the plan? What are you talking about? My plan is to get his child pregnant so I can live in this big house and use some of his money. I will eventually become your rich and live a lavish lifestyle.
My plan will finally be complete when your divorce from him is over. There's no reason for you to be his wife anymore. Hurry up and divorce him, ugly cow. I guess it makes sense.
You seem very calm about me finding out. Don't you realize the terrible thing you're doing?
Well, I'm a bit surprised you found us, but honestly, I don't really care if you know about what we're doing behind your back. Levi seems happy to see me every time because I am so much more attractive than you. Everyone knows that I'm one of the hottest moms in the area. I also don't mind being found out because I can divorce my husband and pay any settlement fees if I'm sued for cheating.
Do you really think you can get away with this easily? You are destroying a marriage, you know.
Yeah, I think I'll be perfectly fine. By the way, it's not a big deal. I'm just sleeping with your husband. And he told me that he will make sure you get nothing in the divorce. He'll get the family's attorneys to do whatever they can to make sure. Absolutely no risk to me at all.
Oh, I understand. That's it. I guess his whole family is quite rich and has a lot of savings.
Yeah, exactly. He won't be in trouble with money anytime soon. The big house we're sleeping in right now is also his property, isn't it? This place is awesome.
I think it's his parents' property, but they let him use it.
Haha. It's basically the same thing. It's still his home.
I don't really care who owns the house. How long are you going to stay here? You are not welcome if you are not paying attention now.
What? Are you going to kick me out? Isn't it your fault that you got home an hour early? I could stay a little longer if you don't go home.
Have you forgotten that summer vacation has begun? I need you to leave.
I know that summer break has begun, but why does that matter?
My daughter went out with her friends. I don't want her to see her dad and her friend's mom having fun in the bedroom together.
Fine, I'll be ready to leave if you stick around like this.
Are you getting dressed right now?
Of course not. What do you think we are doing? I'll change in a little while. Oh wait, where did my clothes go? Levi couldn't find his clothes either. How did it all disappear?
Oh, I should apologize about your clothes. They were all left on the living room floor, so I collected them all and threw them out.
What? Why would you do such a thing?
Well, I don't want you to run away.
Don't worry, I won't run away. I just want to go back to my home. Just give me back my clothes so I can go home like you want.
Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that.
What? Why don't you let me go home?
Miranda, I know that you and Levi have been sneaking around behind my back for about half a year now.
So you've known about it this whole time? You talked to me earlier as if you just found out. So to do what? Why do you have to trick me like that?
Oh, I'm sorry I lied to you. By the way, how are my acting skills? I have to take some time to get everyone here.
What are you talking about? Will everyone come here? Let me leave already. Don't treat me like a prisoner.
Looks like everyone has arrived now. Levi's parents, your husband, and I are going to come and talk to you guys for a bit.
What did you just say? Why are they all here?
I recommend finding a towel or blanket to wrap around your body. We're heading to the room you're in right now.
What is happening? Wait. You are not allowed to enter the room without my permission. I can finally relax now. Thanks to you, I had a very difficult day today. I will not forgive you for this.
I'm surprised you're still texting me after all that happened. It was only a few hours.
Well, whatever, I've gotten over it already. Have you been to your parents' house?
Yes, I did. I am at my parents' house right now with my daughter.
Good for you. You have to leave pretty soon after we talk. You look really desperate packing all your stuff while everyone else screams at me and Levi. People shouting at me is a bit scary, but I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad to see you walking out of the house looking miserable. You look like you're about to cry. Anyway, I just went back to Levi's place. Now we don't need to worry about being discovered. Guess what we'll be doing all night? Ha ha ha. It's so much more relaxing knowing that you won't interrupt us. We can also be as loud as we want.
Looks like you're having such a great time. Enjoy to the end. Do you really think you'll be able to get away with this?
Did I tell you earlier today? You can't do anything. Levi is mine now. So don't expect to live off of Levi as you once thought. Your appearance is old. I'll take them all, so you better get out of my way. Poor single mom. It's going to be tough, but I'm sure you'll get through it. Oh, I just remembered something. Levi told me to tell you that as soon as the payment fee is agreed, he will transfer the entire amount to your bank account in one transaction. Then he's done with you.
Why is he telling me that if he's doing me a favor? It is an obligation. Tell him not to talk to me so arrogantly. It's a shame.
Oh, look, you act so strong now. You've just been dumped by one of the richest guys in the area because you're so ugly.
I know that deep down you want to fall and cry. Say whatever you want to me. I don't care.
Yes, I will say whatever I want. You won't be able to stop me. I love Levi so much. I also love the big house he lives in and all the money he has. It's a great feeling to have a rich guy by your side. It's a pity you lost him, isn't it?
You really don't know how to be silent, do you?
Yes, I am very happy right now. My life will be first class from now on. I feel like I'm a celebrity's wife. I will live such a lavish life from tomorrow.
Good for you. I am very, very, very happy for you.
Okay, whatever.
Shut up and go cry in a corner.
I have some great news for you. I finally got pregnant with Levi's child.
Oh wow, what a great time.
That's right. I had morning sickness, so I went to the store to buy a pregnancy test. I tested and it was positive. Everything just went perfectly according to plan. Now I have him all to myself, and now there's a child between us.
According to the plan? What are you talking about?
My plan is to get his child pregnant so I can live in this big house and use some of his money. I will eventually become your rich and live a lavish lifestyle. My plan will finally be complete when your divorce from him is over. There's no reason for you to be his wife anymore. Hurry up and divorce him, ugly cow.
I guess it makes sense. Thank you very much. I can finally divorce him.
Wait, why are you happy?
I don't need a trash husband like him in my life. Oh, and you should pack your things and leave the house as soon as possible.
What the hell are you talking about? Why did we leave this house? This villa is where Levi and I will start a new life together. Don't tell me nonsense just because you're upset about what happened. What the hell is going on? Can you tell me what's going on? We have just been asked to move out of this house tomorrow.
Oh, that house is about to be sold. That's probably why you were asked to move out.
Wait, what? How can it happen? Are you the one doing this? What did you do?
Personally, I didn't do anything.
I do not understand. It explains what's happening to me right now. I thought this house was owned by Levi anyway. How can it be put up for sale without his permission? It doesn't make any sense. There is no way that this is happening legally. Can't kick us out.
That house is not really his property.
What did you just say?
It was actually his grandfather's house. Levi doesn't own the house, though he doesn't announce it. He was just allowed to live there temporarily.
Does his grandfather own this place? Why doesn't he live here then?
Well, his grandfather owns another property right next to the beach, and he currently lives there with Levi's grandmother. He didn't want to leave the house empty, so he allowed me, my daughter and Levi to live there as long as we kept the house decent.
I don't know anything about that. I just assumed it was his property because he kept bragging to me about how big and beautiful the place is.
Well, it's your fault assuming Levi is trustworthy. I'm sure he would tell a mistress anything to have a better chance of scoring. I guess your plan is not a good one.
I cannot believe this. What will happen to the luxurious life I have planned if we can't live here anymore?
Who knows? Anyway, I heard that there are some potential buyers of the house and there are some workers coming to the house in the next few days to clean the house.
Will they clean this place up in a few days? That's too early.
You guys will get in the way of the cleaners if you're still there when they arrive. I recommend getting out of the house tomorrow if you can.
How could this happen to me? I don't want to deal with any of this anymore. Why does everything have to end like this?
Why do you have to keep contacting me? What time is it? I got divorced from Levi and he paid for the divorce settlement for me. We've already decided on a child support payment plan for our daughter, so we don't need to talk anymore. I really don't like having to talk to you.
We packed up all our things and left the house as we were told. We then went to Levi's parents' house, but they wouldn't let us in. They won't even talk to us. Why do they act like they hate us?
Isn't it obvious that they won't let you in? They severed all ties with Levi after finding out what you were doing.
We then decided to go to my parents' house because we didn't have a place to stay. They didn't let us in either. They told me to go now and they didn't want to see me again.
I completely understand why they act like that. You both did some pretty terrible things after all.
Shut up and keep listening. As a last resort, we decided to go to Grandpa Levi's place by the sea. I think he'll just leave us there until things settle down a bit. Grandparents have always loved their grandchildren, and I'm really attractive and approachable, so I think they'll accept us right away. They didn't even let us talk to them. They just locked the door and completely ignored us.
After all, he is a very strict and morally correct person. I guess he can't forgive you guys for having an affair.
What the hell is going on with everyone? All I do is sleep with Levi. They should be glad he's marrying someone as attractive as me. A CEO like you deserves a beautiful woman like me by your side.
Did you just say CEO? What are you talking about?
I think it will be better for him and his company's reputation if I attend all work events with him. Having an ugly cow like you around will negatively affect his company. I don't understand why people treat me like a bad guy. They should respect me.
I don't know how to tell you this, but there seems to be a misunderstanding.
I do not care anymore. I'll go ask Levi to buy us a high-rise apartment to live in. I will look down on all the poor losers in society while drinking some expensive wine every night.
I'm sorry to tell you this, but Levi is just an ordinary employee. He's not the CEO.
You're really funny. It's a joke, isn't it?
Why did I lie to you? The CEO at our company is another person.
That can't be true. He was one of the former CEOs. Didn't he inherit his father's place?
Our company determines our leaders based on skill and contribution to the company. Our bloodline doesn't matter at all. By the way, I'm the manager of one of the departments.
Are you a manager? Someone like you?
Yes, I'm here. Actually, I just remember that Levi was fired a few days ago. You haven't heard from him. He was caught flirting with you during a Zoom meeting. He's also made a lot of easy mistakes lately. I don't think he can stay focused all the time with you around.
You must be kidding me. Was he fired? How did he get caught flirting with me? Wait, you're telling me he's in a meeting while we're doing it in his office?
I won't go into details because I really don't want to know about it. Why don't you just think about it? You guys were continuously sticking together when you were in that house. He also worked full-time during that time. Does it all match now? He slept and flirted with you during most of his work meetings.
Wait, you're telling me the whole company knows about that?
Yeah.
Pretty much. It was all your fault that he ended up losing his job and home. Your stupid plans are what caused all of this to happen to you. Though he should also accept some errors. After all, it is impossible to deceive someone alone.
My life really fell apart.
Oh, and there's one more thing I forgot to mention. I think he used up all his savings when he paid me for settlement fees and child support. I had a very good edge and some aggressive corporate lawyers were on my side, so the amount was pretty high. His family also planned to remove him from their will so that he would not inherit any of their money or property. I'm pretty sure it's highly unlikely that he'll ever become rich again. You're about to say goodbye to your plans for a lavish life in a high-rise apartment building.
It's good now. I will end everything with him and get back to my ex-husband.
I highly doubt that will ever happen.
Why so?
Well, you cheated on him and then got pregnant with another man's child. I don't think any guy will ever forgive you for doing such a thing. I think the kid who decided to live with your ex hates you too. I don't think there's a place for you to return to in that family.
Damned! Am I really wrong? How did my plan turn out like this? I just couldn't believe it. I thought for sure that I would live a life of luxury where I would never have to work a job again. Where the hell am I going to live now? We don't have money or a house. Now there are too many problems. I do not know what to do.
Well, that's what you have to find out now. I'm going to take a long bath to relax, so I have to go.
Goodbye.
And never contact me again. I was really surprised with their actions after being kicked out of the house. After that, they tried to crash into Levi's parents' house and then begged Miranda's parents for help, but no one spoke to them. They then went to Levi's grandparents' house in another state. I'm pretty sure they have to spend almost $10,000 on all transportation with hotel fees to get to those places. Considering that both are currently unemployed, I'm sure that has hurt their wallets a lot. After being rejected by all their relatives, they decided to rent a cheap apartment together to live. They wanted to part with each other after all that had happened. However, they couldn't afford a place to live alone, so it was unnecessary for them to live together. In addition, all of their relatives are watching them both because they know that Miranda is currently pregnant. They are all discussing what to do with the child after she is born because they want the child to have an equal chance in life. After all, a child doesn't deserve a terrible life just because of what his parents did in the past.
Hey, Jenna! How dare you fight in school?
They say I didn't remind you. Do you have a problem? They blame me for the fight at school that affected me.
Why are you blaming me? They challenged me first. They say I'm a destructive person. How can I accept this?
But you're an adult now. Please rethink your actions so as not to affect those around you.
So then you fight them over this. And you want to express yourself, right?
I didn't do anything if they didn't block my way. I just defended myself.
What? Do you defend yourself? Your self-defense is fighting because they challenge you? Okay, so about the shops in the city. If that was self-defense, then what about stealing from shops in the city?
I didn't do that. I just tried on some clothes. I didn't steal anything.
Jenna, I can't believe that you're the one who stole from the clothing store and sent a video of it to my parents.
I didn't do that. I was just trying on clothes. You have to believe me.
But why is there a video proving that you stole?
You did it and showed irresponsibility by not thinking about the consequences of sending that video to my parents.
This has nothing to do with you. I don't know who sent the video and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Our parents always favor you. You get new clothes and fancy gadgets for studying while I have to use your hand-me-downs. It's not fair.
I understand how you feel, but it's not my fault that our parents do this. And just because they give me things doesn't mean I don't appreciate them or take them for granted.
But you never say anything about it. You act like it's normal.
I have talked to our parents about this before. And I think it's important for us to communicate with them as a family if we want things to change. But yelling at them won't solve anything.
But it's not just about the things they give you. It's about the attention and love they show you.
They always care about you, Jenna. They try to give you what they can. Indeed, this doesn't concern me, but you did something wrong and it's not worthy of forgiveness. What about the school that Dad introduced you to?
My parents had to worry because of you, and I was also affected by your actions.
What about the school that Dad introduced you to? Did you run away from school?
But I told you that I didn't do it. And about running away from school, I just wanted to avoid some issues and I didn't mean to bother anyone.
I can't believe this.
Your father arranged for you to attend a new school to help secure a better future for you, but you ran away from school and engaged in inappropriate behavior.
I don't understand why you're so upset. I like this carefree lifestyle and don't want to go to school anymore.
But education is crucial in everyone's life. You need to understand that studying will help you achieve a better future and reach your dreams. If you don't study, you won't be able to accomplish that.
I'm tired of going to school. I don't want to continue studying. And my actions are just because I like them, not because of anyone else.
Your failure to attend classes on time and running away from school will affect your future. Your parents arranged for you to attend a new school to secure a better future for you,
so you need to appreciate that and not engage in inappropriate behavior.
But your running away from school caused my parents to worry about you.
They arranged for you to go to a new school, but you ran away again and did things that weren't right. You need to think more carefully about your actions and your responsibility to your family and future education.
My life is my choice. You have no right to dictate what I do. And even my parents, I don't care. Go away, Maddie. Get out of my life. Hi, Maddie. Long time no see. I guess I don't remember this sister of mine.
Jenna, what's up?
It's not that I want to tell you. But I'm sure you'll be happy.
What is it, Jenna? You sound excited. Hope you don't fight and steal anymore, Jenna. We've had to take care of that for you, and that's enough.
Why do you have to overdo it? It's just a small thing. The thing is, I had a baby, Maddie.
OMG. Oh, come on, Jenna. You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm not kidding. My baby is 1 year old now.
Really? So where's the father of the baby? And why are you telling me about this, Jenna?
The child's father is a man I know at the bar. He is very handsome, so we have been married for 1 year. We're moving back to my parents' house, and you have the largest room in the house. Will you give it to us and move out of the house?
Jenna, you have a problem with your brain, right? Not a single word of greetings for parents or family members that went missing. Came here just to kick me out of the house and take it? Don't dream stupid things. It is not here.
Why do you have to make it so difficult for us? The baby is so cute, he will love you very much. I believe it will be very popular because of its handsomeness. It will definitely be a famous model. So you just let us stay in your room and it will surely pay you back in the future.
You're being too paranoid. Still don't rely on other people all day. What about your parents? They will not agree for you.
Won't you help me? You just need to give your room to my kid. Either way, there will be enough room for everyone.
What? You also make me laugh with your paranoia. I just want to come back home for my parents to take care of me and the baby. They're under no obligation to clean up your mess, Maddie.
Maddie, this has nothing to do with you. If you don't help me, that's fine, I'll still talk to my parents. Then they will have to agree to this too.
So you will come back here as a thief and raise a poor child. Don't insult me, it's just that I ran out of money, so I borrowed them temporarily. Wouldn't their parents pay for them? You asked them to be responsible to you, so why are you willing to give up your family so easily until you put all this garbage and then that garbage, you throw it to us with a claim of responsibility? But what did you do to solve your family problem before? Why did you abandon us, and now you come back just to take care of your own child?
Okay. I was wrong, I know it. But I just can't contact them yet. Because my parents force me to learn things I don't like, that's all. Just make the story up like that. I don't know why you are so hard on me.
I can't believe it, Jenna. You left us behind, and now you come back just to talk about how you will live with us to take care of your family? Then you continue to steal from the shops. Honestly, I'm ashamed to have a sister like you.
Just borrow it, but you will help me pay that amount. Well, I just stole some things from a few stores and they caught me. Now they won't let me back in and they've put my name up so everyone knows I'm not supposed to be there.
When did it happen?
Just last week.
Wait, what? Again? You stole from stores? Why would you do that?
I didn't have any money and I needed some things. I know it was wrong, but I didn't think I'd get caught.
That's not okay, Jenna. You can't just take things without paying for them.
I know. I messed up. But now I need your help. I owe the stores some money and I don't know how I'm going to pay it back. Can you help me pay for it?
This is insane. You're still stealing and now you want me to bail you out?
I'm sorry, Maddie. I know it was stupid, but I don't know what else to do. I promise I'll pay you back.
No way, Jenna. I'm not going to enable this behavior. You need to take responsibility for your actions and figure out a way to make things right.
Then I'll talk to my parents, they'll let us.
Jenna!
Hi, Maddie. Are you free? I need to talk to you for a bit.
Hi, Mom. Of course, I'm free. What's up?
I want to tell you that Jenna is not doing well health-wise.
Oh, why is that, Mom? Is she sick?
Yes, she's struggling. I allowed her to come back to our home, but since then, things have not been easy.
Why did you allow her to come back in the first place? We've had issues with her before.
I know, but at the time she said she had nowhere else to go and I couldn't let her live on the streets. But now I don't know what to do anymore. She doesn't listen to us and always creates all sorts of trouble for the family.
That's frustrating. I think we need to find a solution to help Jenna.
I'm also trying to figure. Maddie, there's one more thing I want to tell you about Jenna. After she came back to our house, she got married again and even got married for the third time.
Wow, I didn't expect that. But why did she get married multiple times?
Her first husband divorced her because she abandoned their child. She never told him about it and they got divorced almost immediately when she found out she was pregnant.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. And what about her second husband?
She only lived with her second husband for 5 weeks before getting divorced because she pushed him off a cliff when she was drunk.
That's terrible. And what about her third husband?
They lasted for 8 months before getting divorced because she tore up family photos when his mother objected to their relationship.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. Jenna must have undergone some kind of therapy, right?
I think so, but she has never been willing to accept it, which makes everything even more difficult. Jenna has been processed by a psychologist and they said she is a dysfunctional and awful person.
So where does she live now?
She lives alone near my house so that she can visit her son regularly. But most of the time when she comes here, she just drinks and leaves after greeting her son.
That's unfortunate. And how did I hear news about my sister getting married?
I just received news that Jenna is getting married to a man who is over 10 years older than her after only 3 months of dating. I told her she needs to think carefully, but she still decided to get married because she wants to raise her son properly.
That's really sad. And what did Dad say to her?
Dad advised her to reconsider her decision and take responsibility for her son. But she just ignored that advice and commented that her parents are selfish and want to grab her attention.
Oh my God, I can't believe it. And did Jenna ask for your opinion on her future?
Sadly, a few nights ago, she asked me about my opinion on her future husband. I told her I didn't know him but felt she was making a wrong choice. I reminded her that she already had a child that she didn't raise well for the past 2 years.
That's really frustrating. I think she needs to understand that raising a child is a huge responsibility and should not be taken lightly. We need to help her more. I'm really speechless to Jenna. Things get worse when she's not aware of her actions.
I'm feeling a little upset, to be honest. I had a conversation with Jenna yesterday and it didn't go well.
What happened again?
Well, I found out that she's pregnant by a man she barely knows. I tried to talk to her about it and make sure she understood the risks, but she got very defensive and called me a crappy sister. I ended up telling her that she was a crappy person and walking out.
Oh no, Mom. That sounds like a tough situation.
It is. And to make matters worse, my parents called me afterward and said that Jenna had told them about the conversation. They agreed with me, but they also said that I should have been nicer since Jenna was very upset.
I can understand why you would feel upset, especially if you were just trying to help her.
Yes, exactly. I just want what's best for her and her unborn child. But now I feel like our relationship is strained.
Maybe you could try reaching out to her again? I see that she completely does not understand you, only interested in getting married or not. All you do want good for her.
Either way, she's my granddaughter, your sister, so I hope she understands that.
Yes, I think it will understand your decision. Then I'll talk to Maddie.
Okay, so I'll give it a try and see how it goes.
All right, Mom.
Hey Jenna, what's been going on? I wanted to talk to you about something that's been bothering me.
Maddie, what's up?
Well, I was at your place last night and it was a mess. There were beer cans on the floor, cigarette cartons smashed up, cigarette butts everywhere, holes in the wall, and cigarette burns in the carpet. To say that I was disgusted would be an understatement.
Yeah,
Sorry about that. It was just a party, things got out of hand.
But that's not my biggest concern. I still think you'd be a bad mom and that you're unreliable.
Whoa, hold on. You have no right to judge me like that. You aren't married, have no children, and haven't moved out of your apartment since graduating.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, Jenna. You're making bad choices, but nobody can point that out to you because you get defensive. And it's not fair, especially because your choices have an impact on others and mine don't.
I hear you, Maddie, but it's my life and I should be able to make my own choices.
Of course, but you also have to act like a grown-up and take responsibility for your actions. You can't just keep brushing things under the rug and expecting everything to be okay.
That's none of your business, my child. I know what to do myself. You're nothing.
You have been blocked by this user account.
It wasn't long before I heard that her sister decided to run away from her current husband due to the pressure of having a baby. But the story did not work out because the husband found out and they decided to divorce. My parents decided to take her home to take care of her and the grandchild would be taken care of by me. This makes me feel lucky to have been able to protect it under the wrong and bad care. I hope she will change for the better for her life and the child herself. Am I doing the right thing?
Hello there, Rosalind. Are you available? Did you mention anything recently?
Is it possible that I said something? I can't think of any. Why do you inquire? Do you believe you heard me say something?
I just thought I heard you say something to me as I was leaving the house. But I've been half asleep since last night. So nothing happened?
I don't believe I mentioned anything, nor do I believe anything weird has occurred. I'm sorry you're having such odd feelings about things.
So, just tell me what it is you want to tell me. I'm sure you have something to say to me, so say it.
I can only think of one thing that might be worth telling you. Yesterday, I received a message from an old friend with whom I studied abroad.
So, there is someone you haven't actually spoken to in what time period? 10 years?
In fact, it will have been 11 years. But, in any case, she appears to have elected to remain in Germany, where she has lately obtained permanent residency. But she contacted me to let me know that she will be returning home for a short vacation next month, and asked if I wanted to meet up when she was here.
Oh, I see. That sounds like a lot of fun. And you might inquire about what it's like to live in a country such as Germany?
Yes, but I'd have to drive quite a distance to meet up with her, and the only day she claims she'll be available is Sunday. And you already know how I feel about leaving the house unoccupied for that long. Plus, because school would be out, I'd have to bring Kiara with me.
What exactly are you referring to? I'll stay at home and care for Kiara. You should go see your pal. That sounds like a fantastic time.
Wait, what? Are you sure about this? You don't mind if I went to meet her?
Of course, we'll stay home and keep an eye on the house while you go out and have some fun. It's actually not a problem at all.
It's just that I recall you saying how much you dislike having to babysit all day, so I didn't want to presume you would.
Yes, but that was a long time ago when Kiara was a baby, and I had no idea what I was doing. But, besides, I was only complaining, and I wasn't serious.
Is that true? So I think I misunderstood. Okay then, if you don't mind, that would be fantastic.
Who do you think I am? Did you honestly believe I wouldn't keep an eye on my own child? I'm confident I'll be able to handle it.
It's not that I didn't believe you could accomplish it. I guess I was astonished that you recommended it.
So I believe there are still some aspects of me that I can surprise you with. Besides, I believe that was a lot more energetic before we married. I mean, I used to think you were really amazing.
Do you believe it was because I was unmarried and you were attracted to me? But certainly, life was much more liberating before marriage.
And you used to have so many friends and travel so much more. But it seems like you haven't gone out much since we got married. I'm concerned that you're overly stressed. But, if you truly wanted to, I wouldn't object if you went out more and did stuff with people you like.
Wait a minute. You really mean it? You don't mind if I went out more?
No way. Why would you ever consider it? Furthermore, it appears that you will not be able to see this friend for a long time. So you should take advantage of the opportunity while you still have it.
Okay, if you truly don't mind, I'll take you up on your offer and go see my friend.
Perfect. I wish you a great time. Please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions.
I will. Thank you once more. I can't believe how much fun this will be. 1 month later. Hello there. I just wanted to let you know that I finally saw my pal. Oh, and I forgot to give Kiera her medicine this morning. Could you please do that? It should be on the medicine cabinet's top shelf. I'm sure Kiera could point it out for you if you don't know which bottle it is.
Medicine? What precisely do you mean? What kind of drug are you referring to?
So she got that cold yesterday, right? So we have medicine that we must administer to her after she has eaten.
Yes, I see. That's not going to work because I have to go to the office today. Can you believe it? They called me in to work on a Sunday.
Oh, you're at work now. What happened to Kiera? Where did you leave her?
Don't worry about Kiera. I just dropped her off with Ariel.
Wait a minute. Do you mean my sister? Was she there? She didn't mind being asked to keep an eye on Kiera.
Yes, I guess she's always home on weekends. She's usually working in her garden,
But I still feel horrible for her. I mean, being asked to babysit someone unexpectedly, and on a day when you thought you'd have the day off.
I get what you mean, but it's not the same when it's family. And you've seen how great they get along.
Sure, but I'm hoping Kiera isn't causing too much difficulty for Ariel. You know how unhappy she gets, even when we merely drop her off at preschool.
I'm confident everything will be okay. Kiera is undoubtedly ecstatic to be with Ariel. I don't anticipate any issues.
Do you truly believe Ariel is capable of babysitting? You realize she's a touch odd, right?
Yeah, she's an unmarried woman living with a slew of dogs, so she's certainly unusual. If you ask me, she's essentially a hermit.
She's a bit of a recluse, but I adore her home. There's also a small creek nearby. I've always thought that would be a great area for a child to play outside.
You could be correct about some of that. Kiera, in fact, became really enthusiastic when I told her that we were heading there. By the way, how are you doing? Are you having a good time?
Yes. We're having so much fun catching up. We've only just arrived at the restaurant.
Okay, do you mind if I message you right now? I understand if you want to talk later since you're out.
Oh, my friend just gone to the bathroom, so I have some time to text.
Nice. So, after the two of you have finished eating, do you have any exciting plans?
I imagined we'd just wander around some of the tourist attractions. We're eating a light lunch, so we'll probably order something else later.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm delighted you're able to do all of this.
Well, thank you so much for volunteering to keep an eye on Kiera, even if it didn't turn out the way we expected. Anyway, good luck with your work. I'm sorry you had to work on your day off.
Yes, there was just one client who insisted on having some items done by Monday morning, so we didn't really have a choice. I'm very sorry. I thought I'd be able to stay at home with Kiera all day.
It appears that you had no say in the situation, but that's fine. You shouldn't be concerned. But I guess that means I need to go see Ariel and thank her for keeping an eye on Kiera. On the same day. Are you there, Ariel? I was wondering if Bernie had already paid you a visit today.
Hey, sis. I don't think I've seen Bernie today. Why do you inquire?
I'm curious if he's still working, but it's too late. I apologize for keeping you with Kiera right now.
What exactly do you mean?
I mean, I know she can be a handful, but in any case, I'm on my way to pick her up from you right now. And I just wanted to apologize for asking you to watch her at such short notice.
Oh no, I'm still completely perplexed. Do you believe I have Kiera? Because I'm sad to say I don't.
However, Bernie informed me that he had left her with you.
Is that what he said? I hadn't seen him or Kiera all day.
Bernie was supposed to stay at home with Kiera since I had plans with a friend, but he got called in for work. So he informed me that he left her with you because he couldn't watch her any longer. That is why I'm on my way to your house right now.
I'm truly sorry, but I don't know what to say to you. I had some errands to run, so I wasn't home all day. He may have tried to come up to see me, but I was most likely not home.
However, he informed me that he had left Kiera with you. He claimed you had her.
That is truly strange. You don't think he'd just leave her on my doorstep and driven away, do you?
He would never do something like that. We're talking about our 3-year-old daughter, after all. He wouldn't do that, would he?
I sincerely hope he doesn't. That's insane.
Please wait a moment as I take a phone call.
So while you're on the phone, I'm going to go around my house and see if I can't figure out what's going on.
I'm very sorry for everything. I have no idea what's going on. Thank you for looking into it. On the same day.
Oh, I just got off work. What a fantastic day. Have you picked up Kiera from Ariel's yet?
I was about to go pick her up until I realized I didn't have to.
What exactly do you mean? Did Ariel wind up driving Kiera back to our place?
No. I went to pick up Kiera.
Sorry, I'm not sure I understand what you're saying. What do you mean?
I simply meant that I picked Kiera up from the police station rather than Ariel's house.
Wait, Kiera was in the police station. But why is that? Is there something going on?
If you're curious, the cops called me. They said they had snatched her up and were holding her.
What exactly does this mean?
Kiera was apparently discovered roughly 2 kilometers distant from Ariel's home. They stated that she appeared to have been wandering for hours. So tell me what's going on, since I thought you left Kiera with my sister. Why was Kiera discovered wandering around by herself?
What do you mean? That's not my fault. I did as I stated and brought her to Ariel's house.
Ariel was gone much of the day running errands?
So, Ariel wasn't even home for most of the day?
Yes, she wasn't. So, would you mind telling me what you did with Kiera?
So I drove her to Ariel's house, dropped her off, walked her to the front door, rang the doorbell, and then drove away. I thought she was home.
So you just left our daughter there without even checking to see if anyone was home? Are you mad?
I'm truly sorry. I truly believe she was at home. This is all a massive mistake, I swear.
This is unbelievable. What made you think that was a good idea? Why would you abandon her like that? Were you late for anything?
I believe I was so anxious about work and couldn't stop thinking about it, so I didn't bother checking to see if anyone was home. I'm truly sorry.
Ariel told me everything. She was faster than I was in getting to the police station.
So, I assume you two are now together?
That's correct. Ariel has some things she wants to express to you as well. Ariel texts Bernie on Rosalind's phone.
Hello, this is Ariel. I was simply letting you know that I arrived to the police station before Rosalind. I sat with Kiera until she arrived.
I just wanted to thank you so much for accomplishing all of this and apologize for the misunderstanding. I never expected something like this to happen to me.
Rosalind and Kiera are currently eating at my house.
Apparently, the cops offered Kiera some of their food, but I believe she was too terrified to eat.
As a result, she hasn't eaten anything since breakfast.
I'm very sorry for everything. I just don't know what to say about this. I'm so ashamed.
I believe you should apologize to Rosalind and Kiera, don't you?
Of course you are correct. And I will do so the next time I see them.
I do, however, have another question for you. Did you go to work today? Is that all you have to do?
Naturally it was. What else could have prevented me from keeping an eye on my daughter today?
I simply want to make sure you're certain about this. Is that what you claim you were doing?
You obviously have an idea about what I was up to, so why don't you just say it?
I just felt it was strange that you would have been called in on a Sunday. Rosalind, too, felt it was strange.
So, what's the big deal about it? It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. We have a major client that needed some work done today.
Very intriguing. You see, I have an old classmate who works for the same company as you. Do you know who I'm referring to?
Are you referring to Otis? Yes, I recognize him. How about him? We are both employed in the same department.
So I asked him about work today, and he told me that there were some major system upgrades being implemented and that no one was working because of the maintenance. He stated that it would have been difficult for him to complete any work today as a result of this. And yet, you're going to sit there and claim that you went to work today?
Wait a second, or are you trying to tell me that you were checking to see if I was speaking the truth about going to work today?
Perhaps. But don't you think I was justified in doing so? After all, I wouldn't have discovered your secret if I hadn't.
Ariel, hold on a second. Do you think we could discuss this in private, please?
And keep Rosalind out of this crucial discussion. I'm afraid we won't be able to do so.
But I simply wanted to say that I don't believe we need to go out and give Rosalind any more shocks today.
We're going to talk about everything right now, okay?
Okay, you're correct. I lied about being in the office today since I didn't go to work. The fact is that I had an appointment with someone.
And who exactly was this person? Is she a secret lover? If you're talking so vaguely about who they are, it must be.
I wouldn't say she's my lover, but that appears to be overkill.
Nobody seems to care what titles you and this woman have chosen. The truth is that you're still seeing someone else.
That is correct. We first met 2 years ago. She was just my type, and the two of us got along great.
I apologize, but I don't recall asking how you two met or what you do together. I just wanted you to say you were cheating.
Okay, fine. We did, however, go on dates and even spend the night together on occasion.
I knew,
I'd really like to speak with Rosalind about this, so could you just hand her the phone right now?
You are welcome to try to talk to her, but I don't think she's going to listen to a word you have to say.
Please allow me to speak with my wife, okay?
Ariel then handed back the phone to Rosalind. Rosalind here? I'm sure you believed your little secret would never get out, didn't you? And why are you so keen to look after Kiara? I suppose it was simply an excuse to meet up with this gal, huh?
Please allow me to explain myself. That's all I ask.
And what else is there to say?
I understand why you're furious, and I just want you to know that I never intended to put Kiara in danger, you know that? I'm just feeling like a terrible father right now.
So, I think meeting up with this other woman was more essential to you than Kiara's safety, right?
She messaged me out of the blue this morning, and she appeared irritated with me. I didn't want anything awful to happen, so I knew I needed to meet her this morning to attempt to make things right.
Is that the best you can come up with?
You don't get it. She was attempting to convince me that I should divorce you. I was afraid she'd tell you about us if I didn't do something to calm her down. That's why I had to see her today. She threatened to end our relationship if I did not come see her.
So, if you didn't divorce your wife, you were basically going to make things worse for yourself with this other woman?
I regret meeting her. I should have blocked her right immediately.
Is that true? It's difficult for me to accept that after she threatened to end your relationship.
You have to love her a lot to accomplish it.
But I don't love her nearly as much as I love you. You have to trust me.
Bernie, I don't want to hear your pitiful explanations. In fact, you are free to marry her if you so desire.
No way. I'm not going to marry her. I don't like her like that because she's only a fling. She could never be a decent partner to me, which is why I want to end things with her.
You keep repeating that, yet your actions continue to speak to the contrary.
To be honest, I like her face, but the rest of her is really mediocre. She also comes from a low-income household and works a lot of evenings. When you think about it, she's really bad all over.
I'm not sure whether you realize how terrible you sound talking about someone else in that way, huh?
What precisely do you mean? I'm not saying those things about you. Don't you see that I prefer you than her?
Did you truly believe that criticizing your secret lover would make me feel better about myself? If that was your intention, prepare for a surprise. But I suppose I now know what kind of person you are.
I just wanted you to know that I genuinely don't want to marry her. I was merely explaining why. You're the only woman I love.
I don't want to think about you at all. Do you realize how bad you are?
Please, Rosalind, don't be like this. I'm sure we can work it out.
You're a terrible, terrible man.
I don't think you should be furious with me. Instead, we should be mad at this other woman for getting in our way.
Okay, then give me her phone number.
You want her phone number? But what will you do with it?
So I'll phone her and tell her I'm your wife. I'll also inform her that I'll be leaving you and that she may have you all to herself if she so desires.
You're not going to divorce me. But why? We don't need to go that far, do we?
Of course I'm divorcing you. Did you honestly believe I would forgive you after everything you've done to this family?
Rosalind, please don't behave like this. This does not have to be the end of it. I have the ability to change. I guarantee I'll improve.
Just give me her phone number and I'll leave the rest up to you two to discuss.
You can't be this serious, can you?
I guess you won't know unless you give me her phone number.
Okay. I'll provide you with her phone number. Just attempt to persuade her to avoid me.
And since I don't want to see you today, I'm going to remain at Ariel's place.
I get it. But you're gonna return home, right?
Who knows? Perhaps I'll just stay and live there. It would be preferable to moving back in with you.
Following that, I called my husband's secret lover and we had a short talk. I told her everything he said about marrying her, even showed her screenshots of the messages. Apparently, Bernie had pledged to marry this woman one day, so she was taken aback by what she saw. In fact, I believe she started to dislike him at that point. The divorce was completed quickly. He pays me alimony and child support every month and may only see Kiera twice a month on supervised visits.
I've been living with Ariel ever since and haven't given Bernie any thought.
Hey, Mom, what time are you coming home tonight? Are you going to make it home for dinner?
It looks like I'll be leaving on time today. Is there anything in the fridge? I can buy something on my way home.
We're all set. I went shopping. I can make something simple, like pasta maybe?
Thank you, Camila. You're a godsend. You're so helpful around the house, and that helps me so much at work, too. You're too good to be true, my sweets.
Stop it, Mom. I'll make pasta, okay? It's not a big deal.
Okay. Did you do your homework?
Yes. I'm done. My new homeroom teacher is really strict. She makes you stand in the back of the class if you don't do your homework. I think she doesn't like me, too.
What? Isn't she that young teacher that started this year?
Yes. It's her first year teaching. So we all thought she would be cool, you know. But I guess not. She's crazy scary. Jen was getting yelled at for something today, and it was totally not her fault. I tried to speak up for her, but then she started yelling at me too.
Oh. This could be a problem. I want to hear all about it when I get home.
Okay. I'll see you soon. I can't wait to dig into some delicious pasta.
Good evening. This is Daisy Richards. I'm sorry to contact you so late, but you never answered my calls.
Daisy, you're Camila's homeroom teacher? Is everything okay at school?
Mrs. Rose, am I correct in understanding that you are a single mother?
Excuse me? What does that have to do with anything?
So you're a low-income single-parent home. Is that correct?
Wait just a second. Is this some sort of joke?
A joke? No, of course not.
Then are you trying to provoke me? To what end?
Oh, nothing like that. Please don't misunderstand my intentions. I'm just confirming the facts. You are a low-income single-parent home, struggling to make ends meet. And this led to Camila developing an abrasive attitude. That's what I want to confirm.
I am so offended I'm at a loss for words.
That's fine. I knew already. I'm just double-checking the facts. It's clear to me now why your daughter is so defiant. That's the unfortunate outcome of being from a single-parent home.
How dare you speak this way to a parent? My daughter is not defiant.
I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Like mother, like daughter.
Daisy, I think we need to have a chat in person. This is not a discussion to have via text. I'm busy with some business trips this week, so I'll go in for a meeting next week. I'll call to make an appointment.
Oh, don't worry about it. Being a single mom, I'm sure you can't afford to take time off work.
That's so rude.
Oh, but maybe we will have to set up a meeting. If Camila continues down this path, she's bound to get into trouble. Then we'll have to call her parents in. Oh, sorry, parent.
What are you accusing Camila of anyway? Never mind, it's no use discussing it now. I'll adjust my schedule and make a visit to the school next week. We'll discuss this in great detail at that time, believe me.
Mom, I'm in trouble.
What is it? Are you okay? You're supposed to be staying at Uncle Jimmy's while I'm on my trip. Did something happen?
Yes. I'm at Uncle Jimmy's house. Everything's fine. The problem is school. The class's lunch money went missing from the teacher's desk. I'm getting blamed for stealing it.
What? Why you? You wouldn't do anything like that, right?
Of course not. I didn't even know it was in her desk. I thought it's taken to the office right after it's collected. I've never even heard of the money being kept in the classroom. The whole thing is really fishy.
That is a little strange.
But Miss Daisy says that she left the money in her desk. And she insists that I was the one that stole it.
Your homeroom teacher, again? Why is she singling you out as the culprit? You did tell her you didn't do it, right?
Of course I told her I didn't do it. And I said that it's not fair to be pointing fingers without any proof. But she wouldn't believe me. She says she needs to talk with you tomorrow. I asked them to call Uncle Jimmy since you were busy at work.
No, that's okay. I need to be there. This has gone far enough. I'll tell Uncle Jimmy I'm going. Camila, don't you worry about a thing.
Everything's going to be all right.
Daisy, I need a word with you.
Oh, I heard you can't make it tomorrow. You're on a business trip? You can't even make time to deal with your child's criminal behavior?
Camila says she didn't do it. Why did you leave such a large sum of money in the classroom to begin with?
That's none of your business. It's just administrative policy.
What policy? Explain it to me. Why don't you tell me the truth? You look down on our family for being a single-parent household. And now you're accusing my daughter Camila with no proof whatsoever.
I am surprised you would speak to your daughter's teacher this way. Ugh. Please try to stay civil in our talks, okay? This is why I hate single-parent homes. In order to create the ideal civil classroom I aspire to, I need to remove the bad apples. Camila is defiant and audacious. She's constantly talking back and being problematic. She's a typical miscreant with no respect for her teachers.
I've never been told anything of the sort about Camila. I am very involved in her life, and she is doing excellent at school and has many friends.
You're a little biased, being her mother. I'll be requiring an apology letter from each of you, 2,000 words, times New Roman double-spaced.
An apology letter?
About your daughter's criminal actions and your crude attitude toward me. I think it's quite generous of me.
Do you now?
Oh, and I'll need you to compensate for the stolen lunch fees. It was Camila who took it, and you need to take responsibility for it.
She didn't take it. Do you have any proof?
Please don't try to drag this out. We've established that you're a struggling single mother. It's obvious Camila stole the money. If you are not going to write a formal apology letter, I will report this matter to the police.
Really? Do you know who I am?
What?
I suppose we've never met in person, so you didn't recognize me. And I'm guessing you haven't read the student information all that carefully.
What are you trying to say? Just get to the point, will you?
Patronizing me for being a single mother and blaming Camila for theft. Asking for a written apology from both of us? Based on your one-sided opinion. I should have been more careful when I hired you.
What kind of game are you playing at? You think you can just mock your daughter's teacher? I can see where your daughter gets her attitude problem from.
My name is Rose Walters.
Good for you.
You don't recognize my name? I am the superintendent to the school you work at.
What? Superintendent?
I'm not at the school day today and don't interact with the staff much. I wasn't there for your interview either. But we've met at least once, at the first assembly of the year. I made a speech. Were you not listening?
I'm confused. You're saying you're the superintendent and Camila's your daughter?
Yes. That's what I'm saying. Do you still not get it?
So, I'm speaking now. To the superintendent? Rose Walters. The superintendent of the school?
You seem a little rattled.
No, I'm...
Are you nervous because I'm your boss's boss? I understand. You handpicked my daughter to be blamed for a theft in your classroom. That's some heavy stuff.
I'm sorry. I didn't know. Maybe it was my mistake.
Maybe?
No, I mean, it was my mistake. I'm terribly sorry for all the trouble.
It wasn't a mistake, was it? I think you concocted this whole story as some kind of appraisal for standing up for her friend. Isn't that right?
No. Ma'am. I didn't mean it like that. I was doing my job as a teacher and trying to educate my classroom through discipline.
Your job? I don't think your job is to shove your warped view of order down the children's throats.
I didn't mean it to be that way. I never thought that a superintendent's daughter would be in my class. I had no idea. Please forgive me.
It's not about her being my daughter. Have you ever considered how immensely your words and actions affect your students? It affects their school life and character development. Your actions are not appropriate for any student, not just my daughter.
I understand. I stand corrected. I acted immaturely. I shouldn't have accused Camila like that.
I don't know what you have against single-parent homes. But I've been a parent for 13 years, and never have I been insulted like this. Calling my daughter a criminal based on your outlandish assumptions. Coming from a teacher, no less.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. I was out of line. Please excuse my actions. I'll go to your house to apologize in person. I'll write an apology letter. I'll do anything. I'll apologize to Camila, too.
That won't be necessary.
What? What do you mean?
I can't have someone like you in charge of my daughter's education. I'm having a different teacher put in charge of her class at the very least.
But everything was just starting to come together.
I doubt that's the case. Keeping kids behaving well in a dictatorship is not good leadership.
But the school year just started. I'm still getting the hang of things.
First, we need to resolve the lunch money issue. Is it true that the money went missing from your desk?
Yes, it's true. But it was my responsibility. I don't blame any of my students. I will compensate for the missing money. I haven't told the principal about this yet. I can fix this.
Why haven't you told the principal? A theft in the classroom is a serious problem, Ms. Daisy. Why are you trying to resolve it yourself?
I thought it was my duty as a teacher.
It seems you have no idea what a teacher's duties are. Enough! You failed to report a significant incident, behaved inappropriately and rashly. This conversation is over. I will discuss your reprimand with the school.
My reprimand? No! Please! I'll take care of it.
That's not happening. You called one of your students a criminal and demanded written apologies. Even threatened to call the police. You are not getting out of this lightly. Goodbye. Ms. Daisy. You'd better start looking for a new job. Not as a teacher, of course. Subsequently, Daisy expressed deep remorse to Rose, going so far as to compose an extensive letter of apology. She went to the extent of composing a distinct letter addressed to Camila, and she penned it while in the presence of the entire class. Subsequently, it came to light that Daisy was indeed the individual responsible for taking the lunch money. She received an immediate punitive discharge as a consequence. Evidently, she fabricated the entire scenario as a means to retaliate against Camila for defending her friend. Such a disgraceful educator and despicable individual. Her images and details from the arrest were exposed on social media, causing her to become a viral symbol of a problematic teacher. Following the extensive negative publicity, it's highly unlikely that any school would consider hiring her in the future. Rose resolved to participate in all interviews for potential new teachers and take a more active role in the hiring procedure, with the intention of preventing such mistakes from occurring in the future. The positive aspect is that, liberated from the influence of Daisy's distorted approach to discipline, Camila and the rest of her classmates were establishing a harmonious rapport.
Hey Alexa. It's been a while, right? Are you there? Come on, just respond already. It's not like I'm contacting you at midnight or something. Hi, Amy. Oh, there you are. Why you are so slow in replying to me?
Well, I only just finished up with work for the day. So I couldn't look at my phone until now. Yeah, it really has been a long time. We haven't seen each other since we graduated high school.
Yeah, I know. It's been way too long. So you're telling me you're still hard at work? I'm surprised.
I mean, yeah, of course. What's so surprising about that? I've worked really hard to land this job. It's the one I've been aiming for a long time.
I thought you would be the type who would want to end up being a stay-at-home mom or something.
What made you think that?
Well, you got married to the son of CEO, right?
Yeah, his father is the CEO of one of the largest pharmaceutical companies in the industry. But it's not like I only married him for his money or something. I'd never do something like that. Wait a minute. Why do you know that? How do you know a lot about my private life?
Oh, you don't know that. With the intelligence network I have at my disposal, it's actually quite simple. To be honest, I was so surprised when hearing that news. For someone like you whose only quality was her book smarts, I couldn't believe you managed to marry into so much money.
Emmy, you make it sound like I only married him for his money. Like I said, it's not the truth.
Is that a hint of arrogance I sense? Are you trying to say that you're doing better than I am?
What? Where did you get that idea? I had no intention of doing anything like that.
Yeah, you'd be trying to pull off any kind of bragging. You made me get worried about how I'd respond.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want to explain more.
Anyways, I wanted to ask you about one thing. I hope you could do it for me.
Well, it depends on how is that request.
I wanted to ask you about could you give me that rich husband?
I'm sorry? Are you seriously asking that?
Yes, I think so.
I pretty clearly stated it. I want you to give me your rich husband.
You made me speechless. I don't even know how to respond to that.
Why are you acting so weird about? I mean, the son of the president of a company is practically a celebrity. I just feel like his potential is just completely wasted on a plain boring woman like you. That's all. I feel like he'd be better suited to someone whose heart and looks are pretty and glittery. Someone like me totally suits him a lot better than you do.
Sorry, I didn't respond for a second. I needed to restart my brain after seeing the absurdity of what you wrote. Before I can even try to delve into your nonsense, I've got to ask, have you actually met my husband?
Nope.
So you're just asking me to hand him over to you without ever having seen him? Are you crazy?
What's wrong with that? It's fine, isn't it? He's got such a prestigious position that there's enough value in getting him as a husband.
Your thinking is just wrong. What is wrong with you? What do you mean there's enough value? Do you really take marrying someone that lightly? And that's not even going into how wrong it is for you to just openly ask to take someone's husband from them without even having seen them.
What are you going on about? Stop acting like I'm trying to do something unspeakable. All I'm doing is giving you advice. Ask someone who is much prettier than you, you should take my advice. I'm telling you, someone like him is much more well suited to be with someone who matches his level.
What? I don't need your advice. It doesn't make sense at all.
No, I'm just telling you what should be common knowledge. Don't you know anything about what society is really like? I mean, isn't it obvious that a man used to a luxury life would want a wife that matches that luxury style? You can't tell me. You don't understand it. I bet he just got some circumstances surrounding him where he just felt like he needed to settle for marrying someone like you. I know that if I were to appear in front of him, he would fall in love with me in an instant. If you just stay quiet and out of the way, you don't even have to do much to give him up. Just let me do my work and he'll come to me on his own. Then I'll be right by his side as we start to live such a gorgeous life together.
I don't know what to say now. You must be out of your mind. No matter what you say, I am not divorcing my husband. And it's not just because we love each other. Not only are we husband and wife, but we're also business partners. If I were to use your wording, I would say that I am the only one who deserves to be by his side.
Excuse me.
I will not just let you walk all over me with your selfish. You're an adult now. I highly suggest you start acting like it. Don't you start naively talking like you know how the world works.
I don't care if you think I'm naive.
I think you just need to accept that the world doesn't revolve around you.
What's wrong with you? Some plain woman like you acting like she can appreciate the kind of life she has. I hope you know that you're not going to beat me on this. I am going to take your husband from you. I deserve what's the best for me. I will make you pay dearly for denying me. Hey Alexa.
Oh, you again?
You're on your honeymoon, right?
I don't see how that's irrelevant. What do you want?
Well, after looking into lots of popular honeymoon spots, I finally caught up to you. I've tracked you down.
Excuse me? You did what?
Aren't you still a little nervous? I know you haven't seen your husband since yesterday.
Why do you ask?
Well, I thought you might be able to guess. He's with me right now. Surprise?
What?
I mean, honestly, your husband was just too easy. I just made a cute little face, and from then on he couldn't keep his eyes off me. And he just came home with me.
I'm sorry?
Well, we've been having quite a bit of fun together. I guess that's just a way of saying I stole your honeymoon from you.
So what are you talking about? Anyway, if you think you're talking about my husband, well, sorry to disappoint you, but he's right here next to me.
Of course you'd say something like that trying to hide how much pain you're feeling. I'm struggling not to laugh at how sad that is going on. Enjoy your little Hawaii trip alone now.
I see you're wrong in more ways than one. We are nowhere near Hawaii.
Sure. Just keep going on with the little steps to try to hide your broken heart. It's not good to bottle up your negative emotions for so long, so you should cut it out soon. It's gonna hurt more later.
I think it'll hurt for you more if you don't start accepting that you really screwed up. Not that I really expect you'll ever believe me.
Excuse me?
Like I already told. There's no way I'd ever divorce my husband and give him to you. And he is saying that he's never once thought about leaving me either.
Oh, really now?
Well, I don't really understand what sort of enjoyment you're getting out of trying to rile me up. But my husband's telling me that he has a visceral hatred for women like you. And there's no way he would even look at you, let alone fall for you.
That's totally hilarious. You really come up with lots of crazy things to say. The man who's been with me the best parts of me would never say something like that about me. Especially not after I just had such a hot night together. And of course he's right next to me right now. So I know you're lying.
Either your information network is way off the mark or you need to get your eyes checked. Are you sure you're not mistaking him for someone else? Well, anyway, my husband and I have things to do together, so...
Yeah, run along now and cry it out already. Go on and enjoy your heartbreaking single trip. Hi there. Alexa? How is this going? I've heard some really good news that I just had to ask you about. I heard your husband divorced you.
You seriously haven't given up on this yet? I'd really like to just ignore you and let you live your life in your own little mistaken world. But seriously, what are you trying to do by trying to get me angry so much? What's your goal here?
What? I'm not doing something like that. Don't make it sound like I'm doing something mean. I'm with my fated partner, who's supposed to become my husband. He only married to you by accident. All I did was get him back from you to fix the mistake. And now things can go as they were supposed to from the start.
Every time you text me, I'm astonished at how utterly clueless you are. Every time you text me, I'm astonished at how utterly clueless you are. What are you even talking about? How can someone you've literally never met be your fated partner? There's no reason to believe that could ever happen.
I'm starting to think you're the completely clueless one here. I'm telling you, your ex-husband is here, with me right now. We just filed our marriage registration. How can you continue to be stuck in denial?
I don't know if you can call it denial. I can't tell how imaginary you are. Really, we haven't even gotten divorced.
Well, you are so stupid, Alexa. You should change your surname in stupid now. Alexa Stupid. That means he divorced you without you knowing.
What? You don't make no sense at all. Anyway, I don't want to lengthen your stupid story. You must be next to someone now, right?
I've told you a bunch of times already. I'm with your ex-husband. This is the first time I've been with someone I just have such good chemistry with. Sam is so great. I'm in love with him so much. Getting married to him is the best choice in my life.
Oh, his name is Sam, right?
Yeah, don't tell me that you forget your husband's name. Such a useless wife ever.
Well, I have to tell you something. Sorry to disappoint you, but my husband's name is not Sam.
What? Are you kidding me? You got the same surname as him. Sam Cruz. And you are Alexa Cruz. Tell me, how am I wrong for that? Oh, I know you are just making things up. Stop it, Alexa. It doesn't work for me.
Okay, I will tell you more clearly. My husband's name is Peter. Peter Cruz. And by the way, we're in the UK right now. Our company is going to open a branch in London, and so we have moved to the UK for the past 2 years. In fact, we did throw a honeymoon in Hawaii. But due to some businesses, we had to flight back to UK not long after that. But that trip was 2 months ago. Maybe due to that fact that I have just posted these images on social media recently. You are literally the stupid one.
Really? You must be lying to me?
No, Emmy. I'm dead serious right now. There is no point for me in lying.
But who the foo is the guy I got married to?
Well, I can't say. I have never heard the name you mentioned. So why were you so utterly convinced that guy was my husband anyway?
I talked to him in front of that hotel in Hawaii. After he talked to you for a while, it seemed like he was storming off somewhere to do something on his own. So I thought that was my chance to nab him. That's when I seduced him and invited him to my room.
Wait a minute. Could you be talking about that one lanky guy with bleached blonde hair who was wearing some jacket with a super gaudy design?
Yes, that's him. I remember that jacket. I remember thinking you couldn't possibly appreciate something that flashy. So you did know who I was talking about?
I mean, I saw the guy. But I have no idea who is that guy.
What? How could you not know him? How? I don't understand.
Well, I can only guess a little bit.
Just tell me. Who is this?
Maybe he is the guy who flirted me when I was in that hotel. We just had a chat for a short time. Oh, I remembered that we got the surname. What a coincidence!
I still don't understand.
Well, my husband and I were on our way to the airport. So it was when we were checking out of our hotel. The thing is, Peter, my husband, forgot something back in our room, so I waited in the hotel lobby while he went to get it. That's when that guy approached me and started trying to hit me up. But once I told him that I was a married woman on my honeymoon, he started looking annoyed. And when I told him that my husband would be back shortly, he stormed off in a huff, grumbling under his breath. That's all the extent of my knowledge of this guy.
Can't believe it. I got married into a random man.
Well, that certainly sounds like that to me.
What I really did.
But is that really a problem if you adore him as much as you make it sound? Isn't that fine anyway?
No. It's all wrong. I thought I could steal your gold mine from you. I was going to secure myself a life of luxury by taking him for myself. I did everything I could for the past 3 months to get him to love me. And now you're telling me it was just for some worthless guy. How could this happen to me? I don't deserve this. Please, Alexa. Can you help me? I don't want to bury me life with this man. I did a very big mistake.
But how? How can I get you out of your problem? You should do it by your own.
Please, Alexa. You doing business, so you must know a lot good lawyers. Can you let them get out of this stupid marriage?
Are you for real? You got what you deserved, Emmy. No one can help you.
Alexa.
After that, I blocked Emmy's number. Alexa couldn't stand still in that marriage, and then she filed for divorce with her great husband. Ironically, she had to share her assets for this man after the court. It must be a big lesson for her. I'm so lucky not to have spent any second of my—
Hey, Hazel. We need to talk. Text me right back when you got the message.
Zoe? How are you doing? What can I help you, Mom?
Oh, you've replied. Thanks God. But what happened with your work?
I'm actually in the middle of work now. But I'm just taking a quick coffee break. I thought I'd reply back since it seemed a bit urgent. So what is this all about?
Well, that's funny. I was under the assumption that you had finally submitted your resignation letter or something. I thought you would have quit your job.
Well, I do like my job here. So why do you text me?
Well, I do expect you to do as you're told, seeing as you're my daughter-in-law. If I tell you to reply to my text messages, I expect an immediate reply. If I tell you to cook for me, then you'd cook for me right away. Isn't that what respecting your in-laws is all about?
Right. So, is there something you want to tell me?
By the way, let me tell you something I heard on a TV show the other day.
Okay.
So apparently young people these days have a sneaky way of reading text messages without having to actually read the text. Have you ever heard of that?
I'm not so sure.
Meaning that the recipient will be able to read the texts without the sender finding out. I suppose it's so that the sender won't be bothered if they get a late reply. Well, I can't think of any other reason as to why anyone wouldn't reply to a text immediately, but to each their own.
Oh, I know that trick.
Well, I'm glad that you're not the type of person to do that.
Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry for going off track. I just forget things in a split second even during mid-conversation. So I'm actually at your house at the moment.
Really? What are you doing there? Is Peter with you?
Actually, Peter is at work now. So I'll wait till he gets home. I know Peter tells me he's fine on the phone, but you never really know how someone's doing until you've seen and spoken to them in person, right? So I just come over and see how he is doing. I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, you come round to the house at least every month. So it'll be weird if you stopped coming over. Anyway, what can I do for you here? Did you want to ask me something?
Oh, I didn't know that it was a problem for me to see my son.
Oh, no. I didn't mean it like that. I can absolutely understand how worried you'd be when your son is not in your sight. If I were you, I would be worried too.
Peter is my beloved son. I'd fall sick if I don't see him for even just a day. Once you have children, you will understand, Hazel.
Yeah.
By the way, do you plan to have a baby?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, I went off track again. Sorry.
I think you texted me to either ask me something or.
That's right.
I'm all ears.
What time are you coming home tonight?
Let me check my planner. Hold on a second. Okay, I should be home at around 6:30 p.m. tonight. Would you like to stay at ours for dinner?
Oh, no need to worry about that. I'll cook for all of us tonight.
Oh, thank you so much. My husband loves your dishes you cook.
Yeah. But I need you to buy something before you come home. Is that okay?
Sure. What do you need?
First, 5 kilograms of cheese.
What? 5 kilograms?
Yes, why not?
Do you really need much cheese to cook for dinner?
Yeah, just buy what I say. Second, 5 kilograms of pasta.
I think these are too much for 3 of us.
What? Don't be silly. I have my way of cooking.
So, you really need all of that?
What's wrong with you? If I didn't, why I have to ask you to buy?
But what do you need it for? Because it doesn't sound like you need all of that for just a meal for 3 people.
Well, you're right about that. I'd be crazy to have all of that for just a family meal.
Then what are they for?
It's to give to my neighbors as Christmas gifts.
Christmas gifts?
Yes. I have no idea what some of them need or want. And I don't intend to overthink it since they're just for my neighbors. Anyone could use more cheese and pasta, right? So it's a perfect idea for a gift. Do you think so?
Yeah, I see.
I did that last Christmas and everyone seemed to love it. Don't worry, dear. Just get them for me and that'll be all right.
Okay. But by the way, is there a specific brand or type of cheese you want me to get?
Feel free to choose whichever one you like. I don't mind that. Oh, I almost forgot. Could you also get 10 cans of chopped tomatoes? Choose whichever one is the cheapest.
Okay, pasta and cheapest can of chopped tomatoes.
And get around 20 empty cardboard boxes.
20 boxes?
Yeah. Thanks, darling. You're a sweetheart.
Zoe? What is all this?
What?
What's all this in front of the house? These pile of boxes and bags with things inside?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, could you come and open the door, please? My hands are full and you've got to see this for yourself.
Oh, I can't, darling. I'm a bit tied up here.
Okay, well now I've looked inside and a lot of these things are mine. In fact, they're all mine. Who did this?
I honestly have no idea. I just remember throwing out some trash. Were they yours? Oh, I'm sorry, Hazel. Peter and I thought they were all trash, so we just put them all out.
Trash? What the heck are you doing?
Excuse me? What is it with all of the profanity all a sudden?
No, it's not all of a sudden. I've been nice to you all these years. But this is the last straw. No more playing nice to you. I've had enough with your harassment.
Well, if you are going to be that way, let me tell you something. I'll let you know how much I've hated your guts. I never liked you since Pete introduced me to you. So it's about time you got what you deserved. I knew Peter should have never married a foolish woman like you.
Me? Am I the one who threw all of someone's things out on the streets? No. That's you.
See? That filthy mouth of yours. I hope it hasn't rubbed off onto Peter as well. You're a terrible influence on him.
I'm the terrible influence? How about you for being the big old cockalorum?
What? Please don't be so dramatic. All I'm saying is that ever since Pete married you, he hardly comes to visit me at my house. And then over the past year, we've started spending some more time together for some reason. And I realized that all this time you were the one holding him back from seeing me.
A year ago? Right, well that makes sense.
How does that make sense? What do you mean?
Oh, never mind.
This is you. You're pulling the strings behind my back. Torturing me. Keeping my son away from me. Those boxes are there so that you can move out of this house and leave me and my family alone.
What? Are you being serious?
When are you ever going to get it into your head that a wife is to stay at home and be a good housewife? But look at you. Always talking about work and work. As if you don't have a family to take care of. Poor Peter. He looks after him while you're at work.
What? He's a 38-year-old man. He's perfectly capable of taking care of himself on his own. Besides, what kind of conservative values do you have? Maybe in your days, you had to be a boring stay-at-home wife. But if you step outside into the real world, things are way different. You're way behind. Most married couples have jobs. It's called having a double income. Ever heard of it?
Well, that doesn't explain why you have to be so ugly.
Excuse me?
That's right. Had you been slightly prettier or even nice to look at? I wouldn't have to say this out loud, but look at you. There's nothing in you that makes people want to get to know you. There's nothing in you that would make people compliment you. I can't believe that my handsome son is married to an ugly cow like you.
How superficial and materialistic can you be? And you think you're one to talk? Who do you think you are?
Well, you clearly don't even have any talents either. The meals you cook are always mediocre at best. The housework is never done perfectly. What kind of man would want to be with someone like you? So take those boxes with you and leave us alone. And the cheese and pasta and everything else that you brought back. I will tell Peter to get divorced with you.
What? Divorce?
Yes. You can never step inside our house. But if you are about to beg me, I'll tell you that. Peter will hold off on the divorce if you change your attitude and become a better wife to him.
What? Peter? That idiot of a husband who earns chump change?
How dare you speak about my son like that? Let alone your husband. You're crazy.
It's funny, though, Zoe. Your Peter's always been a mama's boy. I thought he'd grow some balls once we got married. But clearly he hasn't. I can't imagine living with him for the rest of my life. So I'll happily divorce him. Let me get rid of him along with the house. That's what I call killing two birds with one stone.
Hold on a second. Selling the house? Why would you do that? Are you insane?
This house is mine. My grandparents refurbished it. What made you think it belonged to Peter with his income? No way he can afford to live here.
What? That can't be true. He told me it was his house.
You can ask him again. Maybe this man forget the most important part. Your son earns less than his wife and he's a liar. Are you proud of him?
How dare you?
By the way, you may move out of the house now. You better move out of my house. This house is already up for sale. So it won't be too long till the new owner takes over. It'll take just about a month till the new owner gets the key to the house.
A month? How do you expect us to find a place and move out in a month? Since when did you put the house up for sale?
Since I found out that you and Peter were trying to sabotage me. You're not as loved by your family as much as you think you are, Zoe.
What do you mean?
Let's just say that I had a helping hand.
Who is that?
To know this, you'd better ask your husband.
My husband? Why is he involved in these things?
Father-in-law is a very kind person. It's him who told me about your plan to force me away my house.
What? What a jerk!
Don't say that. I will bring father-in-law to live with me. You always look down on him, he never needs a wife like you. So, now. Move away my house. Pack your things and leave my house, you cow.
Is that why you were acting so weird earlier? All of those weird, strange reactions you were giving, it's because you knew what was coming? And you were hiding it from me?
Oh, that was fun trying to wind you up. And you know what? I even bought anything at supermarket. No can, no box, and no cheese.
You.
Don't make me say it again. Pack up and leave.
What? Why all these things happen all of a sudden? I can't get it.
You spoil Peter to be a mama boy. And these all things are the outcome you got. You guys are meant to stay together longer. Good luck.
Hazel. I'm not done with you yet. I never forgive you.
My life now is free. But I regret to spend precious time in my life for such toxic people. After that, I blocked Zoe's number just to avoid having any contact with her. My father-in-law apparently got the gossip about them from the old neighbors. According to that, my ex-husband Peter's been fired from his job. And it looks like he's struggling to find a new one. To make ends meet, Zoe had to take a part-time work at the serving customers. She worked all day and night. Well, how pathetic. Despite having lost my marriage, at least I have my kind father-in-law. I'm so... Gray, is it true that you're going to inherit your family's business?
I am. Is that a problem?
Is it that rundown diner that you're inheriting, right? Frankly speaking, I believe you should focus on pursuing a regular job instead.
There is no future prospect for that place.
Ruby, that's not true. I think you're confused. I am determined to sustain the continuity of the business. It has been in existence since my grandfather's era.
Considering your graduation from the economics department, however, don't you believe it would be wise for you to seek employment in a traditional profession? You might even have the opportunity to secure a position at a reputable company.
The sole reason I opted for economics was to acquire knowledge on managing the shop. I don't know if it was even that helpful.
Then how much do you expect to make? It probably won't meet your expectations.
Even if that's the case, I should make at least $7,500.
$7,500? For real?
That's a low estimate. I should make at least that much. I can easily live off of that.
Oh, so that's how things are. I see you and I are quite different.
What's different about us? Ruby? Ruby, where'd you go? We're going to the after party together, right?
I'm going with someone else.
Huh? Who's this other person?
I've been with you up until now because you're attractive. And also because you're pretty popular among our circle. But I can date someone with no future. After graduating, we're done. I'll be graduating from our relationship too.
Seriously? This is so out of the blue. I haven't heard you mention anything about this before. If that's really how you feel, you should have told me sooner.
I held out being with you until we graduated, so you should be grateful. The fact that you're taking over the poor family diner after graduating shows how you don't care about me at all. It's so embarrassing. You're not thinking realistically whatsoever.
Me not being realistic? I was just trying to take on inheriting my family's business, which I explained to you.
Yeah, but you have no common sense. You're graduating from a good university. And you have me as your girlfriend, yet you're not even looking for a proper job. How do you expect to support me with an annual salary of $7,500?
Huh? Annual salary?
You sound like an idiot asking me to live with you on $7,500. There's no way I can be with a guy like that. Anyways, I'm already dating someone with a stable income.
What do you mean you're seeing someone? Is that the reason why we haven't been able to see each other much recently? You've been two-timing me?
What? It's not a big deal. You know this is all your fault, right? You're the one saying that you're going to inherit some shabby diner. I wasted 3 years of my life in college with you. I really thought there was hope for your future. I had no idea you would betray me like this.
I'm not the one betraying you. You're the one betraying me. What are you claiming that I did?
At this rate, I would like to get married soon, and I don't want to work. I did kind of try looking for a job, but my dream is to be a rich housewife. If I married a guy who makes an annual salary of $7,500, then my dream of becoming a housewife would never come true. That's why I've given up on you. This is how it is, so you should give up on me too. We'll find people who suit us better. You'll find someone who can love you in your poor lifestyle.
Why do you have to say it like that? I actually thought about our future a lot. I thought about telling you today after the party, but I had no idea this would happen. I can't believe we date for 3 years, all for it to end because of you cheating. That's so sad.
It's not cheating, it's called having an insurance plan. I just had a plan B to ensure my future. My future happiness is the most important.
Whatever, nothing that I can say will change the situation. Have a happy life.
Good luck with that rundown business. Your low-level life is waiting for you.
Okay, bye.
Oh my god, I can't believe a low life like you is going to the college reunion.
Long time no see. I would never expect meeting the ex-girlfriend that dumped me right out of college at our reunion.
Well, you're making $7,500 at a crappy diner. What else was I supposed to do?
Oh yeah, you made fun of me for that. I'm sorry about the crappy diner. If you're happy now, then I guess it was for the best.
Yeah, everything's going well. At the very least, I'm glad I'm not a knife like you. I'm not married yet, but I will be soon.
I'm glad to hear that. You said that your dream was to get married and become a rich housewife, right? Well, I wish you luck.
I can't believe you confidently show your face at the reunion. If it were me, I could never do that.
Can you quit calling me a lowlife? If it's about me, I don't care, but I don't want my business to be made fun of. And no matter how you look at things, my place is not low level.
It's absolutely low level since you're making $7,500 per year. Are you still running that place? You're really working hard even though you should have quit by now. How about I marry you if you get a normal job? I bet you want to rekindle our old spark, right?
Oh, I'll pass. I'd never be able to love someone who cheats on and throws away their partner.
Your life has been ruined ever since I left you and you became poor.
Well, actually, I make $7,500 per month.
You're lying, you low-life prick.
You're trying to one-up me based on a misunderstanding, so I thought I'd correct you. Since my family's diner is old, you just rudely assumed that it was run down. And you treated me like I was a low-life poor person. But my family's diner is a long-established popular restaurant that is very profitable.
Huh? A long-established restaurant?
I'm not making $7,500 in a year. I'm making that in a month ever since graduating college.
You're kidding, right? $7,500 per month? Huh.
Well, at first I couldn't use all the profits. Because I invested into capital, renovations, improvements, and even expanding the building, all to widen the scope of the business. I even opened a new diner at the beginning of this year. Now, I'm making double what I used to make, and because of that I'm living a far different lifestyle than a low life.
Huh. This isn't some big joke.
This isn't a joke! There's no point in joking. I'm proud of my work. I would never lie about my work. I loved my family shop 5 years ago. No, I've loved it since day one. I'm so happy that I was able to contribute to the business.
I seriously thought that you were just making food to add some trappy diner.
What are you saying? I'm not even a good cook. Come on, Ruby. You should know this.
I know, but don't you have to train for the job?
If I did, that would waste too much of my time. Of course, I'm entrusting the skilled chefs that have been working with us for some time now. It's a pretty big restaurant, so it's not like one person can handle everything anyways. I'm in charge of managing everything.
So you're not running a small poor diner in the countryside?
I never said that I was. Maybe things were like that when my grandpa first started. But it's a well-established restaurant that's been around for more than 60 years. My dad is still the head manager, so I'll be taking on his role.
Huh? This is nothing like what you previously told me. I don't know what's going on. You're telling me that the reason why you didn't look for a job is because you knew that you could make more money than a typical company employee?
That's not why. Why can't you understand? I never even thought about becoming a typical company employee in the first place. No matter how much money I can make, I always had planned to take over the family business. Now, I'm super busy as the manager expanding the business.
I see. I guess I misunderstood. I'm sorry, Gray.
Even if you apologize now, it's not like I'm mad, so it's fine.
Really? So you forgive me?
I don't know about forgiving, but I'm not really mad about anything. I'm not interested, so it doesn't matter.
You're lying about not being interested in me, right? You still like me, right? Since we dated for 3 whole years. Of course, you still like me.
I don't know how you can view things in such a positive way. How could I possibly like you?
What are you saying? Be honest about your feelings. Do you want to get back together with me? It was my fault, and it's not like you're mad anymore anyways.
Even if you were to totally turn things around, I never want to go back to how things were, so there's no point in trying. I'm already engaged.
What? You're engaged?
I'm getting married January of next year. I have a fiancé, so I don't care about you anymore, Ruby. You're just a girl I dated in college and nothing more.
No way! That girl must be a gold digger.
Huh?
She must be. Since you're rich now. If you're rich, then she's definitely just in it for the money. You should choose me instead. I've known you before you became rich, and I love you more than anyone.
You say that so boldly. Yet, you're the one who decided to move on to another guy and throw me away when you decided I had no money. Even if you say all this now, it doesn't mean that I will ever plan on taking you back.
Don't talk like that. We were in love, remember?
I haven't forgotten about what happened forever ago, and we had a terrible breakup. And now you're unemployed, right?
Who, me? What are you saying? No! I'm not.
Some of our fellow classmates were saying that. Even though you complained relentlessly about someone else's job prospects, you yourself are now unemployed. You quit your job, right?
That's not true. I'm just preparing to be a bride now. Since my dream is to get married and be a housewife. I quit my job thinking that I would marry my ex-boyfriend, but when I did that, he laughed at me for wanting to be a housewife in this day and age. So yeah, I got dumped. He's awful, right? He really hurt me. So you can make me feel better, right, Gray? I think it's fate to be together.
Don't make me laugh.
Huh?
This is the karma that you deserve. This is the life you've chosen for yourself. I'm happy with the life I've chosen, so I don't have time to interact with a trashy woman like you.
Wait. Are you referring to me?
Who else would I be talking about? Stop trying to serve men. Why don't you try living for yourself for once?
Don't be so mean. I want to become a housewife, and I don't want to work.
You think like that, and try to get a man who makes money, so it makes sense why your partner would be so awful. Bye-bye. Unfortunately for you, I didn't turn out to be as low life of a loser as you expected. You need to figure stuff on your own.
Ultimately, Ruby made desperate attempts to entice Gray, yet he outright refused her, causing her to hit rock bottom. Mocked by her former classmates for her unemployment and desperate quest for a husband, Ruby reached her breaking point. Despite Ruby's persistent pleas to reconcile with Gray, he promptly blocked her, ensuring he would never have to read another message from her. In due course, Gray tied the knot with his fiancée, hosting a magnificent ceremony that would ignite envy in many, while Ruby, naturally, was not extended an invitation. Overwhelmed with shame in the presence of her parents, Ruby embarked on a job hunt in an attempt to restore her dignity. It appears that it will take quite some time before she finds a partner for marriage.
Hi, Sophia. How are you these days? Guess what? I have an very shocked new to notice you. You have to hear it right now.
What's up, Max? Is it good or bad new? I hope it a good new to me.
No, you don't get it. I think it may make you upset. But I think you will probably know it, so I noticed you before you get too shocked. It's super exciting new.
Don't beat around the burst. I have a little time 'cause it's my lunchtime at the company. Please don't waste my time. Hurry up and tell me about this.
I finally broke up with my boyfriend just now.
I think that's a good news. Your boyfriend, no, your ex, is really a bad guy. I told you to broke up with him many times, but you can't do it. It's so cool and brave of you to do that. He cannot be a tiny part of my boyfriend, John. I even told you to break up with your boyfriend as soon as possible. Well, I am happy because at the end you can understand what I told you. And why I said those things.
Yeah, I am sorry for making you worried all the time. From now on, I am going to lead to a healthy love that can help me mature and a great person. I discover that he have a family and even the kid. By that, I mean I won't date a married man.
There you go, Max. I'm so proud of you. Go straight and lead to the good and healthy thing. It's look like you're going back to your old self. I'm happy for you. Good job, my girl.
And I also have a breaking news. That I have a new lover now.
What? You have a new boyfriend already? Are you sure with your determination? That's make me shocked 'cause you know, good things take time, right? How long have you met him?
I think we have met for 5 days.
5 days, are you kidding me?
The real reason why I broke up with my ex is because I find a better person. He willing to give me everything.
Yeah. I know your thought and I could have a guess. But, maybe I will take back what compliments I have given to you before.
Haha, I can't say anything. I just do what I want and be connect with whom I love. You're not living my life so you can't say anything and told me what to do. I am old enough to know what the best thing to me. I met him at a coffee shop. He's my gout and I fall to his eyes and I take his info. I knew our love was destined to bloom from the first time I met him. In that moment I decided that I have to dump my cheating ex to get on with this amazing man.
You know that is wrong?
No, I don't think so 'cause I have broke up then I started a new relationship. I am not treating anyone.
5 days? What you know about this new man? Why can you immediately said that he can do everything for you? How ridiculous you are.
You know, at the coffee shop, I went there with a lot of my friend and he pay for all of us. You know, that's amazing action very little boy can do for the girl.
Pay for your bill? So what? She a money lover girl. And maybe he do that to take your believe.
Well, I just know that he also fell in love with me instantly and followed me just so he could see me again.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Are you hearing yourself?
Of course, I think I must be with that man and I asked him for lunch.
So who is the one pay for the meal?
Me.
What? You pay for the meal? Are you serious?
Why are you so surprised? He paid for me at the coffee shop and I paid for him. Then we got to get know each other and that's how we ended up dating. This is how it feels to have finally met the one. You'll understand one day. Things just go suddenly because we were meant to be from the get-go.
So when I contact you for the next time, I might be inviting you to our wedding.
Yes, that would be great.
That's not the idea I want to hear.
Why I have to answer what you want me to say?
I mean, it's nice to get dating advice from you, of course. So you're the master in this field, and I think you can get married soon. But you should put more effort into your dating life. Now is not the time to be interfering in mine.
Okay, don't worry about me. My love life is fine. But I am worried about you 'cause you make the decision too fast that can be a wrong choice. Then I want to help you. That's all.
That's my advice for you. The love of your life just comes into your life at the most expected time. You should start working on yourself as a woman so you'll be prepared for when a good man shows up in your life.
I think I'm doing just fine as a woman, thank you. On top of that, I think the time we get married is not important unless sooner or later. But it's right time for me to get married. I want to have an engage with this man.
What? You never told me about this.
Yeah, 'cause you talk about yourself all the time when you're with me, so I had no chance to tell you. I have had a lover for a long time and I've decided I'm going to marry him. He has proposed to me. Well, it's all moving very smoothly, so according to your logic, I have met my love of my life.
Wait, hold up.
When the wedding date is confirmed, I'll let you know. Of course you're invited.
Hey, I just told you to wait.
Why do you said that?
I'm saying that I can't believe you're getting married before me. You're so inexperienced about dating. How could this be happening?
Why are you so mad? I think that you have to be happy for me. That's the general reaction when a friend announces they're getting married.
Why the hell would I be happy?
What's wrong with you?
There's no way I'm losing to you any way possible.
I just don't understand what's in your mind now. What you mean when you said the word losing? Getting married isn't the contest. What's gotten into you?
Of course it is. Ever since we were a kid, everyone said that I am cuter than you. You were always inferior to me, and it has to stay that way.
I think that you've lost your mind.
No, it's normal. You are not allowed to get married before me, and that's that.
I don't have anything to talk to you.
Hey, Saphiam, seems like I'll be heading home late today.
Oh, if that's the case, have fun.
Have you let your friend know?
No, what?
Our intention of getting married.
All of my close friends live far away, and the only childhood friend I have also is mad at me for some reason.
Mad at you? Why?
She told me she can't believe I'm getting married before her and got furious. She's treating the whole thing like it's some kind of contest or something.
Wow, I get some people take this pretty seriously, huh? LOL.
From the young age, she had a big ego and wanted to be the number one in everything. She compares I and her in every aspects of life. She always said that she could find a better lover than me. She even intended to date a married man.
What in the world?
She would also ask for advice, but all the really was just her bragging. But still, she's my childhood friend, so I can't really just neglect her. So I've just been trying to convince her to break up with him. I didn't have a clue that she was competing with me even in marriage. But the most shocked thing is that she didn't congratulate on our wedding.
Well, then how about we just have our wedding before her? Let's see how she reacts. Let's see how she reacts. I'm sure that you'd love it as well.
Well, now you've got my attention.
So, my plan is that we go see the venue together this weekend, and if you like it, let's just sign a deal on the spot. And before that crazy friend of yours says anything, let's just happily get married. Oh, I'd love to see her reaction.
But you know I don't have enough courage to do such a thing.
No need to handle her with kid gloves. And by the sound of it, it seems like she's looking down on you.
You think she'll give up compete with me if we get married first?
For those kinds of unreasonable people that look down on you, the best thing you can do is to show them how happy and content you are with your life.
I wonder.
All right, I've already made reservations this weekend to take a look at some venues. I've made the appointment at 3 different venues just in case, so let's just choose where to have our wedding this weekend.
Wow, I guess we're doing this then. But really, thank you. I'm looking forward to this weekend. I love you. Have a good day, John.
Hey, Sophia!
What happened now? Do you have any beautiful words to say to me? I just want to hear the congratulations from you.
I told you before. I said that next time I contact you, it'll be because I'm getting married. My prediction was right.
Wait. You're getting married?
Yes, my boyfriend proposed to me.
Wow, things have gone way fader than I thought.
Last time we met, he was talking to me about wedding venues. Now this has to be the most obvious sign he wants to marry me.
Wait a minute.
The place he suggests to me was my type. It's great and very luxury. If he didn't truly love me, I know this type of stuff would be impossible.
Wait up, I need to ask you some question.
What do you mean by that?
Well, from what you told me, I think it doesn't sound like he's proposing to you.
I know that you're still in denial that I'm about to get married before you. So I can understand you're jealous, but could you please stop saying absurd things? We're getting married and that's already decided.
Well, I hope that really is the case. I'll say congratulations now either way.
Well, the news isn't over just yet.
Okay, tell me.
My finance is actually your boyfriend.
You even know my boyfriend. You didn't know he even existed and what his name. Until I told you we are going to get married.
Well, it was unacceptable for you to marry before me, so I followed you and your boyfriend. That's when I decided to get in between you two. I was just planning to flirt him. I didn't think he'd go and propose me right away.
What the heck are you talking about? You're joking, right?
Right after he proposed to me, he said that I am the true love of his life. You're a loser, haha.
That's literally impossible. Get your mind straight.
I totally why you can't accept this. But you while sooner know the truth that he will dumps you. Oh, I feel so bad for you. Sorry I stole your finance. On top of that, please forgive me for getting married first.
My fiancé is laughing so hard next to me now.
Wait, what do you mean?
He's saying that he feels bad for you. Of course you wouldn't understand. I never knew a person could have their head so far up their own butt.
Wait a minute? Is that John?
Yes, we just got married and we've got a whole lifetime of happiness ahead of us.
What? You're acting weird.
But another fact is that I didn't do that with romantic intentions. You said I fell in love with you at first sight, that's why I want to try your heart.
Well, I thought you were lying to hide your real feelings towards me. You loved me.
You should probably go to see a psychiatrist. You're absolutely delusional.
No, you're comfortable being around me. So my point is, we're just meant to be.
Hold up, I knew you were insane, but now you're scaring me.
I am not either insane or scary. Stop being so mean to me. You proposed me. It was so obvious. I know how you feel about me. Stop hiding it.
No. I am the sale of the wedding revenue and just give you the leaflet. And you were talking about how much you liked it. I mean, you were the only one talking.
But you were listening.
It's ridiculous. What kind of insane man would want to propose to a crazy woman like you?
Oh, that's too much. You deceived me. This can't be happening to me.
I heard from Sophia that you have a huge ego. Now I think it's the truth. Stop annoying my gorgeous fiancé.
Hey, Sophia, why the two of you didn't invite me to your wedding ceremony? I even didn't know the day.
It's just because we decided not to invite you. I'm afraid you will ruin our wedding.
I'm going to marry a man far better than yours, and I'm meeting tons of people every day to achieve that.
What a pity. I didn't know you were going to go that far. Hey, Max, you are a beautiful, kind and friendly girl, so please find what you were in the past. Healing yourself will help you become a better person. Don't be jealous with someone's success. It made you tired.
Then I didn't text Max anymore. I heard that she has worked for a big company and stopped followed man and waited for the money of them. I feel happy for her because at the end, she can get rid of the very bad trouble of her life.
Honey, I just sent you the test's results of our daughter. Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. To be honest, I was quite surprised. She got A in almost all subjects. Especially A in math. I heard that math test in this semester was so tough that just 3 students got a mark.
Hard works pays off, Aaron. Lisa has tried a lot for the tests.
I didn't know if I could pass that test. Lisa is amazing. She has made huge progress since that last semester. Some parents also called me to ask why Lisa can achieve that high score. I'm so proud of her.
I'm so glad we hired that private tutor. She's been doing so well since he started coming to the house to teach her. With grades like this, she's going to pass that private middle school entrance exam. No doubt. It's hard to believe our baby is going to be at one of the best schools in the entire state. I can't wait to tell the whole family. Not to mention, it's gonna look good on Mr. Tom's resume.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We still have a lot of time until the actual exam, let alone bragging to everyone she got in. The private school is not going to be that easy. It might be the best school, but it's also the most exclusive.
I know, but parents can't help themselves but get their hopes up. I want to see her succeed.
I get it. We're just lucky we found someone smart enough to tutor her.
So you finally gonna stop worrying about it now? About whether or not we're going to keep the tutor and whether or not he's good enough for her. Every time he comes over, you ask a million questions about him like you're interrogating him.
Well, he does get the job done. Can't agree more with that. But I never had any problems with him. What matters to me is, does Lisa have a problem with him?
No way she has any problems with him. Studying is more fun with someone else than doing it on our own, right? She's happy with him here and her test grades prove it.
Her grades don't prove whether or not she's having fun. I gotta admit that I'm kind of worried about her. Doesn't she seem kinda off these days? Like, does she not just seem down all the time? I thought something might have happened between them to make them not get along anymore. Have either of them told you anything like that?
No, they seem perfectly happy with each other. You don't have to worry about that kind of thing. Tom is like one in the family. Actually, he's a college student, so he's more like an older brother to her. It's not unusual for kids to bicker about small things. They'll get used to each other soon. Give it time.
Really? Have you ever thought about something that's kind of crazy? Then he must have his hands full with his own homework and tests too. He's in medical school, right? I couldn't imagine getting through that even without a side hustle. With graduation coming up next year, I would think he would have to buckle down or something. But I guess all that money we're spending on a tutor is worth it.
Apparently, he doesn't come from a lot of money, so he started tutoring to have some money. He's just like one of those students, they do that kind of thing all the time. When his college's tutor program recommended him to us, even I was a little unsure because it is a lot of money. But Tom is good people and he's doing such a good job, right?
I remember I spent all my college years partying and having fun, lol. Oh, those days. Carefree and worry-free. It's awesome he's so driven at such a young age. I don't even have that kind of drive at my age.
And he's good looking too. He's got such nice clothes and so much style.
Don't even joke about that, about to ruin my day.
Why are you trying to compete with a young guy like him anyway? Don't tell me you're getting jealous. You're the man I married, so you should have nothing to worry about. Besides, it was just a joke, don't be so sensitive. You shouldn't compare yourself to other people. Each person have different ability. So there's no use in trying to control something you can't control.
You're right. But let's get back. Why does Lisa seem so down these days? Is the tutor's material too hard? Or maybe she's not interested in the subjects that are on the exam?
No way, she talks about that exam all the time. She's always so excited when she gets things right. She's the one who said she wanted to go to that school. She wants to learn the material on the exam. That's why we hired the tutor in the first place.
If it's not Mr. Tom and it's not the material, it must be some other part of her life. But what else is there? All she does is go to school, come home, study, and go to bed, right? Maybe something happened at her current school? Has she said anything about having a falling out with her friends? Getting into arguments? Or having a rough day? Because she might be having a hard time connecting with her classmates if she thinks she's going to be moving school soon.
Nah. But you know her, she's always been the type to focus on her studies. She doesn't have that many friends to even fall out with. And she doesn't really open up about her feelings to people, even us.
I'll try asking her when I get home tonight. Maybe I'll take off early to make it home in time. She's been staying up till like 9 o'clock, right?
Maybe you shouldn't.
Why not?
Your work is important and we need that paycheck. Besides, I didn't want to have to say this, but you know, Lisa is getting to be about that age. Girls like her don't like talking to their fathers about their feelings. She's at that age where girls need their mothers to help them through. When I was her age, I went to my mother for everything. If you're so worried about it, I can ask her about her school tonight before you get home. You don't have to bother yourself with it.
All right, if you insist. Sorry to make you do all the work.
No problem, Aaron. You just need to focus on your work. And let me take care of the rest.
Evelyn, are you at home? I feel like burnout a little bit. These days are so hectic, I'm so tired of that. I'm just finishing up and I'm on my way home. By the way, I'm going to go to department stores to grab something. Do you and Lisa want something?
I don't know if she wants anything. Did something happen today?
She studies with her tutor, right? So I thought she might be tired and she'd like something sweet as a reward for her hard work.
Okay, I'll ask her. She wants a pudding. And can you grab me a random soda?
Okie then. I'll pick some up on the way home. By the way, how was the tutor today? Was anything off about them?
I didn't notice anything off about either of them. They just studied together as always. I think they made really great progress today.
Are you sure they didn't fight or argue or anything?
I just told you, there wasn't. What has gone into you all of a sudden? You seem to be so worked up over Lisa right now. Are you still on about her seeming down, or whatever? What actual reason do you have to suspect anything is wrong with her?
I actually got some texts from her this evening.
This evening? Weren't you at work? Why would she be texting you at such a late hour? What did she say?
Well, I don't know why she texted me so late. So I assumed something must have happened. She said she didn't want him to come over anymore. She said she doesn't need him anymore and she wants to try studying on her own.
Did she really say that? She's struggling with the material, so I find it hard to believe she doesn't need a tutor anymore. Did she say why she doesn't need him?
I don't have a clue. She just said she didn't want him to come anymore. That's why I wanted to ask you if they fought or anything today. But there must have been something that made her change her mind. Otherwise, Lisa would never say something like that. So I'm thinking it must have been something he did wrong.
I don't think Tom is the problem. Like I told you before, Tom is just doing such a good job.
Evelyn, it doesn't matter how good of a job he's doing if she doesn't like him. I don't want to be the kind of parent that forces their kid to see a tutor they don't want to see. I want to let kids do the things they actually want to do instead.
I didn't want to say this, but I have to. Perhaps it's her own fault. Tom has done absolutely nothing wrong.
Her own fault?
She hasn't been keeping up with his assignments lately. Tom's also been worried about that. He's apparently trying out lots of different ways to get her back on track. But every time he comes over and he tried something new, nothing seems to be working. I think it'll just take some time. It's a matter of trial and error.
What do you mean? I just asked you if there were any problems. Where was this trial and error talk just a few minutes ago?
Anyways, there's no personal problem between her and Tom. They get along just fine and she is slowly keeping up with the workload. It's just her grades on those assignments aren't as high as they could be.
I already said this, but it doesn't matter how hard he's working to make her pass. What matters is whether or not Lisa is having fun learning with him.
How can you say that when he's doing everything he can to make sure our daughter gets the best education? He's sacrificing his own study time to think up new ways to help our daughter. Even though he's got tuition and bills to worry about. How could you think of firing him when he's trying so hard for us?
Evelyn, what in the world are you even talking about? We hired a private tutor for our daughter's sake, not for him. Yet you keep talking about him text after text instead of her.
Well, yeah. That may be the case, but...
Since when you gotten close enough to Tom? I can feel that, Evelyn.
What? It just kind of happened over time. There's nothing weird about that. Tom is doing great for our daughter. So it's a common sense that I will be nice for him. Doesn't that make sense? Tom is kind of a good friend to me.
Well, there's nothing wrong to be friend with Lisa's tutor. But don't forget that the only reason we have him in our lives is for Lisa. As soon as she passes her exam, he's not going to be around anymore.
Surely I know that. I just don't think there's anything wrong with the arrangement we've had up till now. That's all I'm trying to say.
Anyways, Lisa has spoken. She doesn't like him. If her feelings don't change, then we have no choice but to let him go. You are with me on this, right?
I want us to be on the same page, but Tom really is trying his best. We can't just drop him out of nowhere like that. Think of how much it'll hurt him and his future.
If you can't be the one to say it, don't worry, I can also so help. Please, don't say another word to dismiss our daughter's wishes. Or I will fire him right here and now. I have no qualms about that. I'm tired of you taking his side over hers. Evelyn, where is Lisa?
What do you mean? What's wrong? Shouldn't you still be working? I thought you weren't supposed to use your phone while you were at work.
Yeah, but I got out early today. What about Lisa? Don't tell me she's not with you.
Of course she is. Where else can she be at this time? She's studying in her room like she always is.
Really? Are you sure about that?
I'm sure, Aaron.
So who is the kid standing next to me?
What do you mean? There's no way Lisa's with you.
You took the words right out of my mouth. How can you just sit there and tell me whatever lie you come up with first?
Lie? I haven't lied to you about anything.
You're a liar. I ended work early because I got a text from our daughter. We're gonna spend the night at Grandma's house. We're already here now.
Oh, that's nice. She must enjoy the company. So I take it then you picked her up from the park? Thank you. I'm sorry I couldn't get there at a reasonable time.
So you're just going to ignore the fact that you just tried telling me? By the time I got the call from Lisa, it was already 6 p.m. Why is a child outside by herself at 6 p.m. at night? She said you were the one who told her to leave. And yet Tom was still at the house. What's that all about?
What are you so mad for? I had something important to talk to Tom. And I just asked her to step outside for a minute. I was going to get her as soon as we were done.
Are you for real? If all you're doing is talking, there's no need to make her go outside.
It wasn't a conversation a kid should hear.
What kind of conversation are you having that requires a fourth grader to leave the house in the middle of the night? Lisa said this happened each and every time her tutor comes over to the house. How many of these conversations have you been having? I'll take your silence to mean you ran out of excuses.
I'm not making excuses. Stop talking to me like that. You make it sound like I'm doing something behind your back.
Well, what you're saying doesn't make sense at all. That's why you always make her leave so you don't get caught.
Look, Aaron. I am sorry I made her go outside by herself at night. I learned my lesson, so now we can go ahead and just move on from that. It's over. So don't just up and take that and make a bunch of stories about me that aren't even true. There is nothing weird going on.
It seems that you are trying way too hard. You can't talk your way out of this one though.
What is that supposed to mean?
Lisa told me she saw the two of you holding each other. She told me herself that that very next day you started making her study outside in the park by herself. As if making a child study outside without adult supervision far from home wasn't bad enough. You still want to keep denying it.
That night was not what it looked like. I was just checking his pulse. He was teaching me how they teach it in medical school. She just happened to walk in at that moment, but it wasn't even that big of a deal. You can't just believe everything you hear from a small child.
Then why would you make her leave every night after that? That part doesn't make any sense if you were just checking his pulse. But what does make sense is our daughter discovered your affair and you put her out to cover it up.
How can you even say that? Why won't you believe me?
Well, because I don't have any reason to believe you. I could notice that you started defending him so passionately. I bet that was so you could continue your affair. You have to be some kind of evil to put the interests of your secret lover over the interest of your own daughter. I guess I never really knew the real you until now. We're done here.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me you're thinking about divorce or anything like that. Are you think of our child? What this could do to her?
Don't act surprised. Even after all this, you're still thinking about knowing but yourself. I'm done being made a fool of by you. Of course, we're getting a divorce.
In that case, don't blame Tom for any of this. He's done nothing wrong. If you agree, I have no problem going through with the divorce.
Well, after all, you're still protecting your dear lover.
I lost the feeling with you for a long time ago. You never care about me, you just care about your job. At least, I can feel the sense of caring when being with Tom.
Huh? If I didn't work, how can I feed this whole family? If so, how Lisa can study in a good school in town? I can't believe that I pay the money for my wife's boyfriend. After that, Evelyn and I got our divorce and I got full custody of our daughter. If none of this had ever happened, Tom should have become a doctor in only 1 more year. But after the suit, he was disowned by his parents. With no steady income, no support from home, court bills to pay, school debt mounting. I hear he's had to drop out of medical school. Now he's apparently working some part-time job trying to make ends meet. Evelyn's is the same with her lover. I successfully took all the houses, cars, and other assets after the lawsuit. She now had to return her parents' house. How pathetic they are.
Hi. Is that Olivia? Sorry for reaching you out like this out of nowhere, but could you talk right now? I asked Jacob for your number because I have something to tell you. By the way, I am his mom.
Hi, Ms. Rachel. How are you these days? I have free time now and we could talk if you want. I just told Richard that I would call you soon and ask you to go out for a coffee date, just the two of us. I'm very happy because you contacted me like this way.
Now, it might be sudden, but there's something I need to tell you. Well, I'll just go straight to the point and I hope you will understand. Richard is my child, so I just want the best for him.
I'm sorry, but I kind of don't get it. Has Richard told you about the dinner with my family? We will together plan for the wedding. I am so excited about that and waiting for the day I can be in a home together with Jacob. I hope I can do my best to help you and Father happy. Oh. Is it too soon to call Jacob's father as my father?
Hey, stop texting and I will told you all I want. I don't want someone like you marrying my son. You are too old for him and I think it's hard for you to pregnant. But I need a grandson and you seem can't do that. I said I'm not going to allow your wedding.
Why would you say something like that? TP me out of the blue. We've had dinner together so many times and we got along well until now. You even said you're very happy when you met me.
But that's the time I didn't know about your real age.
32 years old? Are you kidding me? You can't pregnant at that age, or if you can, the baby will be very stupid and suffer from many diseases. So I can't let that happen. I think you will understand for me as a good mother who wants the best for her son. You're past your expiration date.
What do you mean by that?
You two have been dating since college, so I assumed that you were the same age. But I was shocked when I heard the truth. I had no idea you were 5 years older than my son. You're too old for him.
Thanks, that really means to me for reminding me about my age. But I don't think it's a big problem. The key here is we fell in love with each other and we have the same direction in our life.
I am serious about this. I don't want to hear you talk nonsense like this. I don't care about the reason you talk to me here. I just want to told you about my decision that I can't accept your wedding with my son. That's all.
But you know what? I am so happy because I am 32 years old, but you thought my age was the same as Jacob. It's a kind of compliment. You just gave me a huge compliment.
I feel that you bring your fake face with that thick makeup everywhere and cheat people like me and my family. That's fortunate for me to know about your real age. I feel ashamed that I was fooled into thinking you were young.
Actually, I don't wear much makeup because I have sensitive skin. If I make up, my skin will get irritated and I will get a lot of acne. So please don't blame me for my makeup. And I didn't cheat anyone.
Hey, you think you can cheat me? I am old enough to find out the truth.
Nope. You're really flattering me here. I prefer a more natural look.
Don't lie to me, I know what you did.
I know that you use makeup to lie people about your age. And my son is one of them, right? You are old and nobody wants to marry a person like you, so you try to cheat them.
I didn't lie to him, I was his teacher at the university and he knows about my real age. But when he took me to your home, he said to me that he told about my age already, and you were fine with that. Jacob knows everything about me, I've never had to trick him or anything like that.
What? You said that my son knows about your real age, but he still told a lie? I'm sure that you've told my son to do that. My son is a naive and you told him everything. You know he has never told lie before. Jacob must have hit his head somewhere and gone crazy. He should know better.
Oh, excuse me?
If I had known this earlier, I could have taken him to the hospital before all of this happened. This is total a disaster. How could this have happened?
Oh, I'm sorry that this has you so devastated, though. Oh, I'm sorry that this has you so devastated, though. Is everything all right on your end, though?
No, I can't accept my son taking an infertile woman in her 32s as his wife. And you were his teacher? What's going on here? This is too crazy.
Infertile? Who says I'm infertile?
I've told you before. You're too old to be marrying my son. And I need a young, beautiful girl who can take care of me and my husband, not an old woman like you. Even you are too old to be in a relationship with my son. Old women have the risk for miscarriages, birth defects, and other complication. I didn't raise my son to marry some floozy past her expiration date.
That's very old way of teaching. Now is the 4.0 era, so the technology is improved and we can improve our health. You know many women even older than me are having kid. We can take a test about potential of pregnancy and the problem will be solved, right?
Why my fan-static son have to do that? He is great person with great health, so there is no reason for him to go to the hospital. The one who can get pregnant, carries the child, and ultimately aborts the child is women.
It's not like woman can get pregnant on her own. It takes two to tango. I'd like Robert come to the hospital with me. Then we can both get tested and put this behind us.
My son is busy with work and stuff. Don't bother him and just do what I say to you. Go to the hospital by yourself. Don't rely on anybody else.
So if my health has no problem with pregnancy, will you accept us?
No, I am still don't like you. Don't hope. I and Jacob were waiting for the day we save enough money and build a happy family together. It's too late for you. I need to bring my son back to his right state of mind as soon as possible. I won't let some expired floozy coward marry my son.
Sure. If that's what you want. I think I'm fine with that. I'll give you some time to cool off.
How dare you? What are you doing with my baby boy? There is no way I'm going to let you away with this. You got that?
I have told what you said to me and Jacob give me a solution about this. He loves me and we still insist on our decision that we will marry.
No, I will do whatever it takes to convince him to leave you. I won't permit him to marry someone like you.
No, you know he doesn't need your permission to do anything. He's old enough to decide what he likes. Jacob said that you're a little controlling, but this was on a whole other level.
Who do you think you are to say that words?
Miss Susan, please calm down. I will tell you about my solution and then you can consider about your decision.
There is nothing to talk about.
Okay, so I and Jacob are going to get married whether you like it or not. Your opinion of our relationship doesn't matter.
Oh haha, this is your real face, right? You're so stubborn, it's pretty unsightly, you know.
I'm sad to say it, but now that thing has happened, I've given up on getting approval to marry Jacob. The one I love is Jacob, so we can make our decision about our life. We have enough money to hold the wedding and even raising children. We'll be going through with the wedding without your blessing though. You don't have to come.
No, I'll choose the right woman for him.
Ms. Susan, I've already told you we've made up our minds. We don't need your approval.
Let's see.
I have no word with you. Please don't bother me anymore.
Hey, you idiot! Where is my son? He didn't pick up my phone and even didn't text me. I bet this is all your fault.
Hey, I've told you that don't bother me. Do you remember? Unless you text me to apologize for what you've done with me. I don't really want to have bad argue with you anymore.
No, I have to find my son. I think that you have took his phone and the block my phone number.
What are you talking about? You know that your son are now living in my home and he says my mom is the only mom he need. He doesn't consider himself your son anymore, he too stressed to listen to you at everything. And you know he said that only me and my mom understand him and respect about his decision. And you know what? We got married last week with the wishes from friends and my family.
What? Are you serious? You guys get married without my permission? I can't believe he was crazy enough to marry you. He's really lost his mind. I am the one who raised him, not that corrupt family of yours.
I am texting with you not to hear your complaint. I keep telling you that he's perfectly fine.
You have to do something to make him run off to you like that.
No, you know I and Jacob have been dating for many years, so he's so close to my family. Why wouldn't he be? You know he too disappointed about you, so he wants to have new home with someone who truly love him. He thinks this is a good opportunity to cut you out of his life. Jacob got sick and tired of you trying to micromanage and control his life.
No, that's because he just want to wake him up.
You think that I didn't know anything about what you've done behind my back? You scattered dead mice in front of our lawn. And to make matters worse, you even placed flyers with my picture attached to them in all of my neighbors' mailboxes. Do you know how embarrassing that was for us? Everyone told me I am the criminal and they will call the police to catch me. Because you're my husband's mom, so I won't told the police about your bad action. If you bother me another time, I will do that.
No, that's because you two wouldn't break up. See, I have to take drastic measures.
You still don't want to stop? To top it all off, you even splashed paint on my parents and told them I was defective. I can't stand. What are you thinking now? What is your problem? Do you have some trouble with your head? My family have hard time just because of you. You hurted my parents and I think this action is unforgivable.
No, they just got what they deserved because they don't know how to teach their daughter. If they hadn't had you in the first place, none of this would have happened.
Seriously, do you understand that all of this was illegal?
No, a mother can resort to drastic methods if she wants to bring her son to his senses.
You know, Jacob is a warm, kind and a very good man that I love him and want to live with him all my life. But the one who seems to have a problem with him is you.
No, nobody love my son as I do. I need him to come back to his senses, then he'll understand. All I've done is reasonable.
No, you can see that everyone is leaving you because of the way you act. I and Jacob are happy and he's really grateful because this is a chance for him to start a new life. I think I have to told you about this that your husband tends to divorce you.
Haha, what do you say?
Divorce? In this age? No way! Don't make me distract when I am arguing with you.
No, I just say the truth. Don't you think that you have some more important things to do instead of this imaginary story you've been creating?
Haha, you didn't know anything. My husband fell in love with me, he has been crazy about me, and he is willing to do anything I want. And the claim that he tends to divorce me is unreasonable.
He told us in the past he really loved you. So he put up with all of your selfishness until now. But this is too hard for him to continue. And Jacob has his own family, so your husband wanted to get out of the house and find himself. You tried to trample on not only your son's happiness but also him with your self-centeredness. You don't listen to anyone's explanation and just blame them. They all gotten sick and tired.
No way. It's impossible.
Why don't you check with him and find the truth for yourself?
Wait a minute, I have to meet him right now to clear everything. He never told me about what he felt when he was with me.
It's because you didn't hear anything and didn't understand anyone.
I'm sure that you've told him something that made him act like this. You must have said something bad about me.
No, I just tell him the truth. And you know, if you continue to act like this, everyone will left you. Also, if you bother me anymore, I will call the police.
No, I will apologize to you, so let's just put it behind us.
Oh, this is the first time I heard you say apologize, Mom.
Mom? Don't think I say sorry to you mean that I accept you.
No, Mom, it's me, Jacob. I want to tell you that Dad really wanted to left you if you don't change your attitude.
Jacob? Oh, my son. I miss you so much. Do you say the truth?
Yes, Mom. Please let's us hold the wedding and change everything. I hope we will be the happiest family ever.
Okay, all I've done is good for you, so now I will do what you want because I don't want to be abandoned.
Thank you, Mom. I will tell this happy news for Dad. I will come back home soon.
After that, Jacob and me came back home and we hold the wedding again. It's hard for Mom to change her attitude immediately, but I can see her effort. I really appreciate it. After a month, I and Jacob have a baby, and then his mom bullied me like I was her daughter. Then we have a happy life forever.